The opinions expressed of this show are for entertainment purposes and should not be misconstrued or interpreted as fact. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the other auto custodian. Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Loshak, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dawn. Brother young phenom, known as Jimmy, who who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, what we are. PSR, Pub Sports Radio, Bizarre. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. What we say, we be pubbing. Betting with the bag and you love it. You want a top 10, we above it. Leche.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers? LoBaggers. It's nice to be back in business. Happy Tuesday, July 22nd to all of you. Great to see my friends and colleagues in the chat ready to attack the board. Man, nice to be back in the studio. Vancouver was great, but I miss capping the card with you guys. You know, you need a bit of a re-energizer before the onslaught of college football and NFL. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for the roller coaster ride that is our future. I'm ready. Justin McKelvey in the house. Stacks play today. Number one, Guardians team total over 4.5. Yankees team total over 4.5. Kristen Hess in the house. Guardians team total over 4.5. So we've the corner of Stacks and Hess Boulevard on that Guardians team total over 4.5. Astros team total over 2.5. Chad Pickard also got that Guardians team total 3.5. Paid the cost last night, but I get it. I get why that would be appealing. We got AM in the house. Beavis ready to rock. SBK, Big Daddy, Boom, Leo, Leon, Razor, Sharp Picks. Pulled out my cash it hat, man. I wasn't able to rock it because it has the green underneath, but no more green screen for me, baby. I'm back. I got the old studio back in business, man. God, it feels good to be back with you guys. Razor Sharp Picks in the house. Rocking my cash it hat with my Loshak in the bag shirt. Feels good, man. Feels right, man. Razor Sharp Picks, Old E, ready to go. Spooner in the house. Irish King, ready to get to work. Great group. There's TJ, ready to go. PSR Gold member for 32 months. Our friend a TJ, phenomenal MLB capper. Steve G, Michael Johnson, Dougie Wise. Free bands play of the day. Mets -1 at -130. We got my man Von Polo representing Charm City. Show coming up here shortly. You will see it on Pub Culture TV. The great Von Polo in the house. There's Spooner's action here. Reds moneyline, Yankees moneyline, Cubs Royals under 9. You know, it wasn't that long ago that I added to my Milwaukee Brewers investment. They haven't lost since I added to that investment. You know, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. But my only futures, you guys know my only futures are on one single baseball team, the Milwaukee Brewers. And it's a pretty fun group, man. They grind. They just grind. They keep coming at you. And they have a phenomenal bullpen. Strong starting pitching, and I'm pretty excited. About the whole thing. Overall, $1.7K invested. Now, do I expect to make $25,000 off of it? No, I don't. But the ride will be good. So we got 500 on the over 83.5, then 400 on the division. Remember that division was plus 1,500 not too long ago. Now it's a plus 125. Then we have the NL, the pennant at plus 1,700, and the World Series at plus 3,500. It's exciting. I'm excited. I'm a big Brewers fan. Interested to see who's moving on them today. Irish King, yeah, Van City was great. Man, the first Saturday I was back, went to Hastings Park. Just felt like home, man. Went inside, smelled the stank at Jerome's, and had a great day. Now, the track... It was packed too. 6-horse fields, 5-horse fields. Difficult to make good cash on it. The track, the you know, there's not much you can say if the field is 5 and 6 deep. I mean, it sucks. But felt good to drink and see the mountains in the background and the Second Narrows Bridge and all that good stuff. So it felt great being back and seeing old friends and being back. It felt great. But ready to rock and roll here. Ready to not leave the studio for the next 6 months. That's my plan, not leave the studio. You're going to see a lot more horse racing days. We also, don't forget, have our big Woodbine meetup coming up. our big Woodbine meetup that I can't wait for. At this point, I've really only, sent like private messages to people. Like we haven't put it out publicly except for here with you guys. But some of the champions, man, ooh-wee, ready to drink in the daytime, man. I'm telling you, it's like the Super Bowl. That's what this day will feel like. It'll feel like the Super Bowl. Great to see all of you guys. Thank you for the kind words, Irish King. We got Matty Ice. Yes, the hats are back. And Dougie Wise with the bonus play. Right under the Mets. He is on the Yankees, getting in the way of the big, bad Toronto Blue Jays. And speaking of the Brewers, number 1 record Major League Baseball by a half game. Or not even quite. Yeah, by a half game. The Blue Jays right there as well. Who would have thought it'd be the Brewers and the Blue Jays leading the way? Wine time in the house. Great to see you, Wine time. Michael Johnson ready to go. And says, yeah, Jimmy, but they choke every year in the tourney, but wish you well, sir. Yes, but hey, look, the guy who served up the Pete Alonso tater last year, he's gone. They shipped him out. The bullpen is trustworthy now. Williams out there. Fernando Mendoza, double down on the division with you. I love hearing that, Fernando. Love hearing that. Dav Fenn. Look, Dav Fenn, who says you jumped on the Brewers at the beginning of the year. Yes, I jumped on them for over 83.5 wins and plus 280 to win the division. That's it. But at one point, near the very, very beginning of this winning streak, I decided that I wanted more. I wanted more of an investment. So I'm excited about it. Look, it's nice to have something in your pocket where like, I could change things. Dav Fenn, Justin McKelvey, blessing us with a $5 dono to get rolling. I imagine Pistol Pete Loshak will be here at some point. I expect him to be here. I expect him to jump in at some point here. Probably, knee deep and Dougie Wise, Steve G, Chris S, Crystal Craig in the house. Great to see you, Crystal Craig. Rob Free Bands ready to get to work. TJ says, can't wait for Tim Hortons coffees, ketchup, potato chips, and lots of A next month. Can't wait to rock with you. There's Robert Cherry in the house. Gorky ready to get to work. It's great to see all of you guys. Thank you for joining us. And look who's backstage. A thing of goddamn beauty. Oh, God. Is this man getting more attractive as he gets older? The most mysterious man. No. The most interesting man in the world. Backstage, ready to rock. Please welcome, without further ado, the man whom we are cut from the cloth of, Mr. Peter Loshak, joining us here. Lodals, what's good, man? How are you?
I mean, I do look pretty good today. I look better today than I normally do, Jim. So I understand why you would be saying that. But
sure.
Yeah, I've also had some work done. No, it's a weird time of year in humanity in general. Sports betting, I'll say this one quick and then we'll get into it. For a long time, people were always like, people always like say 5 years. There's 5 years from now, there'll be a cure for diabetes. 5 years from 5 years in sports betting, like 5 years from this, the markets can't be beat. And that is certainly not the case now. In fact, I think they're probably for a short window of time more beatable. But I will say this is the first time in my entire life that the markets seem different from what they were in the past and last year. It's a weird time in sports betting.
It is. And historically, I've been terrible the week before the All-Star break and the week after. So this year I just took it off. That
Good
works for me.
Yeah, great. No, it's we keep moving on. We keep motoring on. But so I'm doing way more of what I do in my actual bets now is closer to game time than ever in my life. That is definitely true for me this year.
Well, I'm excited to get to work. We have a full 15-game MLB card, and here is the schedule. Young Billy Brisbane is joining us for this massive WNBA card. And he is joining us in an hour and 49 minutes. So we have to keep somewhat of a brisk pace here. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited. Steve G made a unit with a Hamilton on Sunday. That was Bob Dice. Why do they keep giving Bob Dice? Just because he's a great guy? Yeah, I'm happy that you got that cash, Steve G. We got JM in the house. Swiggy ready to get to work. Jeff Shahadi giving you a shout out. Walla Dose OG LoBagger. We got Chef Tony and the squad ready to attack the board, Pete. So let's do exactly that. We start at 6:40 p.m. Eastern, Peter. Baltimore Orioles 44-55, 22-30 on the road at the Cleveland Guardians 49-50, 23-24 at home. Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. God, it feels good to be back in business with all of you. Let's take a look at the weather here in the land. It is 77 Fahrenheit. Feels like 75. 8-mile-per-hour winds coming in. Dies down to 7.2. Ballpark Pal has Progressive Field plus 3% overall, minus 12% homers, plus 11% doubles and triples, plus 1% singles. TJ says the Cleveland Guardians minus 131 is on his card, and he's liking the direction it is going. Yes, Brandon Young has not been very good. Young Brandon Young, he looks older than his actual age. 0-4, 7.52 ERA, 1.78 WHIP, 25 Ks and 26 in the third, 11 walks, 7 home runs. Looks like a guy you'd want to have sitting beside you at the bar. But you want to bet on him, Peter. Last start, 4 1/3, 9 hits, 7 earned runs, 4 home runs allowed, and 11-1 loss at home versus the hot-hitting Miami Marlins. On the road, he's had 2 starts, 8 2/3, allowed 6 earned runs. Lefties smashing him, righties smashing him. And we have Joey Cantillo, the young Joey Cantillo, the young lefty, actually making his first career start at home. He's pitched quite a bit. It is hard to imagine that he's not yet had a start at home. AM is on the over 8. We got Wager Detective in the house. Nate Dogg 420 ready to get to work. First career start for Joey Cantillo at home. Last start, 6-5 extra inning win at the White Sox, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 Ks, didn't walk a batter. At home this year, he's pitched in 9 games. Von Polo on the Guardians team total over as well. We heard a lot of cappers on it. SBK on Cleveland Guardians first 5 minus a half. Says Cantillo 7 or more Ks at plus 105. The Orioles are back to not hitting lefties, Pete. 237, 686 OPS. Guardians versus righties even worse. 193, 646 OPS. Orion's bullpen has been an enormous problem. The Guardians bullpen, 4.06 ERA, has been a little bit better. AOD in the house. And as we talked about right off the hop, not only is it the Stacks play of the day, Peter, but we have Kristen on the team total over, Chad Pickard on the Guardians team total over. We have TJ on the Guardians. We have Von Polo on the Guardians team total over. A lot of love for this Guardians spot. And shout out to our guy, Mr. Justin McKelvey.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Peter, TJ has every right to be feeling good about his position on the Guardians. He got in at minus 131. It opened up at the offshore. I'm looking at it minus 130. It's now up to minus 147. 17 cents of movement towards the Cleveland Guardians and Cantillo on the hill. This total is an 8. It opened up at 8.5 and has moved to 8. It is a bit of a surprising move. And when we get to the board for the cash flow here, we have 55% of the tickets on the under, 87% of the cash on the over, and yet it drops. Right. 66% of the tickets on the Guardians and 55% of the cash on the Guardians. Peter Loshak, take it away. Our first game on the board.
Well, yeah, that's a classic situation right there that I'm seeing a lot of this year. I can't tell you at all why. Total seemed surprisingly low in all things considered, and now it's dropped. Yesterday I had a bunch of plays yesterday. Went about 50-50, but they were all dogs. I had Baltimore yesterday. That was one of the losses. Statistically, yeah, I would not counting market movement, I would be leaning Young over 3.5 strikeouts, because even when he gets hit, he still gets his strikeouts. Definitely leaning a few Cleveland lefty hitter props. And then, I saw both teams to score 3 at even money. Statistically, that had some value, but in light of what the market has done, I guess it's saying that Cantillo is going to be great because Cleveland's moved, and then the totals dropped. So I guess I'm going to hold off as far as an official play is concerned. I'd love to take a first 3 over or a run in the first. And Cantillo's earned run prop is just 1.5.
Wow.
Right? I mean, juice to the over, but still.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm not, and it's actually gone down. When I first saw it, the over was 160. Now it's 145. So someone thinks Cantillo is going to be great. I don't know. Maybe Cleveland first 3 or something like that, or first 5.
Well, I'd be curious to see the price difference. I have made 3 bets, 2 in one game, and I do have a first 5 coming up here. All 3 bets that I sent in already are in these early slate of games. Curious to see what the price difference is for the Guardians.
Yeah, I mean, it's much higher for Cleveland first 3 and first 5 than it is full game.
Which is, yes, I'm looking at a minus 140. Interesting at 365 that it'd be a better spot to grab the Guardians than at the offshores. The difference in price is nothing at 365, Pete.
Oh,
nothing.
Really?
Minus
Okay.
140 full game, minus 140 first 5. That's interesting. Let's see the difference here at the offshore where I use for my line movement. We have the Guardians full game here at minus 147. And first 5, 3 cents more at minus 150. So negligible difference. Interesting.
Oh, I even forgot, Jim. Not that this is what I'm not trying to. This isn't a humble brag. This is just very interesting. This weekend, I was hanging out with the guy in charge of basically most of the live betting software offshore. And
wow.
I was talking to him about everything: bots, who bets, what happens to them. He's not from a book. He does the live betting software for them, for 50 offshore books.
Wow.
Not in the United States, but and not for the ones that have proprietary, like not 365 or Bet Online or whatever, but for all the others. Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Wow. Interesting. Now, Peter, I will tell you this. With these poor numbers from both Brandon Young and Joey Cantillo, with this line going from 8.5 to 8, with the weather helping, everything here, in fact, correlates to a first 3 under for me, for what's been working.
Yeah. I mean, in the old days, I'd have my own opinions that were at least worth something, but this line movement, first 3 under, why? Because
my highest.
No, but I'm saying why? What? Because you're seeing that Young's going to have a decent start here.
Yes, and the market's telling us that Cantillo will as well. We have huge bets on the over. This line's moving towards the under. X's and O's model wise, I'm sure everybody it'd be screaming over. It's
now. I mean, how long are they going to? If Young starts to get hit, how long are they going to leave him out there? Are they going to yank him early, or are they going to let him go?
Oh, the Orioles don't care.
They don't care, huh?
No, they want him to develop.
All right. I'll make Young over 3.5 strikeouts an official play. If he has a good start, he probably gets it. If he has a bad start, but they leave him in, he probably gets it. Would not at all be surprised to see Young give up 6 earned runs and get 4 strikeouts in. So I'll make that.
What is the juice on that, Pete?
It's a little bit high, minus 140. I'll shop around for something a little bit better, but I'll take that.
AM has his model giving 8.3 runs, likes the over at 8, but not 8.5. Well,
wait, so you like the first 3 under, but not Cleveland first 3? Based on what's been working.
I look again from the looking at what happened to Brandon Young in that last start. No team in Major League Baseball is hitting righties as hard as Miami Marlins over the last 30 days. So can you give him a pass for that? I don't know if you can. He had a pretty tough situation. I know the Rangers aren't hitting very well, but he faced them back to back. Then he faced the Mets at home. This is also, this is just a market-oriented spot. There's our guy, Troy Torrance, says database is under at 59%. JM says Cleveland at home is very suspect, hit or miss. Lucas Ryan on the over 8. And Wager Texas says, I think the Guardians bats are live. My man, Sportsman of the Year, Lucky Lefty on the over. TJ says, what concerns me about Young is the number of hits he's allowing. Takes one swing with those guys on board. No, that's all true. So what was your juice on Young over 3.5 Ks?
I am seeing, let me see. I'm shopping around here. I got 140 at the worst. Let me see.
Okay, we'll keep shopping around. I do like this first 3 under. And if this is an 8 when the show is over, I will bet it. It's, this correlates to everything that I'm looking for. So I like it. And TJ says this fits the first 3 under model well. Yes, it really does. It truly. These are the bets that are uncomfortable to make, and generally speaking, your ROI will be pretty good on those bets. That kind of
it's the first 3 under because you have a fucking horrifically bad starter as one of them. I mean, my God, that is scary as hell. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. Mr. Belvedere in the house. Great to see. We got Mike Rocock ready to get to work. Great to see all you guys. Jason Meyer, the Eldorado custodian. We got D Trip says Young's WOBA versus lefties and righties is high. It is ridiculous. Yes, I get it. Even if you want to use antiquated statistics, 338 average, 1.100 OPS versus lefties versus righties, 317, 911. And Coin says, see Cleveland first 3 under 2.5 and minus 115. Now, again, I'm not going to rush to put this in. This is one of those things I'm going to need to sit with. But that is my plan. We got Brandon Young over 3.5 Ks at minus 140 for Peter Loshak. It is time to roll on, Peter, to our next spot on the board. 6:40 p.m. Eastern with the Detroit Tigers. 60-41, 28-23 on the road. We do have our guy Jose on double duty here. And so I will do some help getting our graphics. And thank you, Jose, with all the pressure.
Just one other note. He was saying it's just scary how many hits Young allows. Yes, and his hits prop was just 4.5, minus 125 to the over. So this is a weird line, a bunch of lines for this game. But just wanted to acknowledge that. Yeah,
I find it appealing. I find it very appealing. AM is on the over 7.5 here in Detroit, Pittsburgh. And this is my first bet of the day. The first bet that I placed. I'm on the Pittsburgh Pirates first 5 here, Peter. We have Casey Mize, fresh off an all-star appearance. Richly deserved one. 9-3, 3.15 ERA, 1.22 whip. His last start, 15-7 loss at home versus the Mariners. He got lit up and smoked. D-Trip also on the Pittsburgh Pirates first 5 with me. Wine time on the Pirates. Tigers under 8. Let's get all of his action here. Marlins, moneyline, Blue Jays, moneyline, D-backs, and Brewers. Oh, my Brewers, Pete. My Brewers.
yeah.
It's just...
I did not have them yesterday. I should have.
God, I just... I have one team with futures. And those are them, the Milwaukee. And since I put in that the pennant and the World Series beat, they haven't lost.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone down that much, though. 35-1 down to 20-1 for the World Series. 17-1 down to 10-1 for the NL. Nice. But I do have the over 83.5 wins, which will put me in a situation now where I still can lose money, but then plus 280 to win the division from the beginning of the year. Again, that was plus 1,500, 2-3 weeks ago. We have O'Neill Cruz plus 140 here for basis for SBK. Casey Mize on the hill. So he gets lit up in his last start before the all-star performance. On the road this year, he's been good. 9 starts, 17 earned runs, 49 2/3. He's allowed 50 hits. Mr. Belvedere getting the Pirates at plus 130. That's a great price. Righties hit him quite a bit harder than lefties. Take a look at that lineup and see exactly what we are dealing with from the Pirates lineup. You have Horwitz, lefty, hitting first, and then McCutchen, Reynolds, switchy. So you have Kutch, the righty, Reynolds switching, Gonzalez, the righty, O'Neill Cruz, a lefty, Bart, Pham, Hayes, and Kiner Falefa are all righties. That is, I think this is a real nice situation for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think the market is indicating the same. Let's quickly go over the weather here. We have the 82 Fahrenheit, feels like 83, 3.6 miles per hour in, stays at that spot. when we take a look at the ballpark pal, plus 5% overall, minus 12% homers, plus 15% doubles and triples, and plus 4% singles. We get into the line history here for game 2 on the board. We have an 8 minus 109 to the over. Now, this opened up at 8 at 7:29 p.m., juice to the under. There was a move about 8 cents towards the over last night. Then around 8 this morning, it moved to 7.5. It stayed there for about 30 minutes before it got back to 8. Right now, overall, we've had 9 cents of movement towards the over. Then the money line. You've heard a lot of Pirates backers in the chat. We're back at plus 116. It was plus 117 before the show started. This opened up at plus 123. There was a big price between the first, well, I should say 10 cents, 5 cents at some books, 5 cents at the public books, 10 cents at the sharper books. And I took the Pirates' first 5. When we get to the cash flow for this spot, we have 84% of the tickets, 94% of the cash on the Detroit Tigers, 85% of the tickets, 91% cash on the under, and yet this total has climbed. SBK says, is Keller on the move via trade deadline? Absolutely. He's being scouted heavily. Supposedly, the Jays are all over him. Haven't been able to get a deal done, but they're all over him. Mitch Keller, 3-10, 3.48 ERA, 1.14 whip, coming off a beautiful performance at the Twins before the All-Star break. 6 innings, allowed just 1 earned run, didn't walk a batter. You know, he's been better on the road than he's been at home, but he's been fine at home lately. And it's lefties that hit him harder than righties. Lefties, 263, 731 OPS. So you have Colt Keith DHing. You have Perez batting 3rd. He's a lefty. Riley Green, a lefty, batting 4th. McKinstry, 6th, and Meadows, 8th. Those are the lefties in the lineup to be concerned about. Tigers versus righties, 250, 768 OPS. Pirates versus righties, 252, 664 OPS. The Pirates bullpen's been, over a run better over 9 innings than the Tigers bullpen over the last 30 days. But still, I fear the Tigers sticks way more than the Pirates sticks, and that's why I chose to make it a first 5 situation. Peter, my man, there's our guy, Black Thor King, in the house. What up, Black Thor King? We got We Do ready to get to work. Irish King on Detroit, first 5 minus a half. I'm on Mitch Keller, first 5 money line. Take it away for us, Peter Loshak, game 2, Tigers Pirates.
Okay, just one more comment about the other game, and people are talking about how I saw in the comment section the Orioles bullpen is taxed, so that means that they're probably going to leave him in even if he gets crushed. So how do you not take over? He's going to come in there with a longer than expected start and hold Cleveland of all lefties down to 4 or fewer hits. Not seeing it. All right, I'm going to add that one. I'm going to add Cleveland hits. Young hits over 4.5, and I'll shop for a line. This one here, I did have Pittsburgh yesterday, first 5, first 3, and full game. And I'm leaning that way as well here, although I'm just not exactly sure if someone has some insights into Mize, expecting him to rebound a little bit after his last start. Keller overall, has been good. So when you Jimmy the bat, if there's a pitcher who you're expecting to be traded, in my analysis, that has no impact on his expected performance with the current team. But do you expect him to do better or worse?
No, I'm with you. I don't think that it necessarily impacts.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the psychological background of how he is, if he wants to leave or not, if he's trying to leave or not, or anything like that.
I'm not sure what's wrong with Detroit's offense. Earlier in the year, I was betting on a lot of their player props and doing well with it. All of it, Torkelson, all those guys, Riley Green. Keller's outs prop is just 17.5, not juiced too high to the over. So is he not likely to have another decent 6-inning start here?
I expect him to. I expect him to pitch kind of like last year, better as the season goes on.
Yeah. So I'd be leaning Pittsburgh at the line as a dog, and also Keller over 17.5 outs.
I like both. James says these bats in Detroit are being cold. I'm on the Pirates first 5. I got plus 107 offshore. I could have got plus 105 if I sent it in. But Toby Lane says, are you on the Yankees money line today too? I am not, but that doesn't mean I won't end up on it. I've only moved on this game and the next game for action I've already sent in. So I'm on the Pirates first 5. Peter, anything you want to make official, or are you going to keep working on it as we break down Padres?
I'll look on it and decide what I want to do. But yeah, it does feel like, is there any reason to believe Keller won't have a decent start here again? I don't know.
No, I expect Keller to be good. I think that Casey Mize needed a break over the All-Star week. He didn't really get it because he pitched in the All-Star game. I don't know what Casey Mize is going to do. I told you I've been a huge Casey Mize fan for years since he was drafted number 1 overall, and hoping this Tigers would become a better baseball team. And I thought he looked a little vulnerable, and I kept saying that to you guys, even though he kept having good starts until that blow up against the Mariners. I don't know what Mize is going to give you.
Expect him to have a subpar second half, but that's a very broad analysis.
There's Daddy Cab in the house. Let's roll on because I've double dipped here at Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. Let's roll on. Padres 55-45, 24-27 on the road. The Miami Marlins 46-53, 22-29 at home. We're at Lone Depot. We have Stephen Kolek, who has not been good at home this year, and he's been extremely strong on the road. Troy Torrance on the Nerfy, first 3, first 5 unders, and San Diego Padres team total under. I am also on the first 3. This is the only first 3 under that I've bet. I'm on the first 3 under 2.5 at -120. I expect Kolek to pitch. I'm also on the Marlins money line. So obviously I'm a Cabrera backer, especially at home. He's been excellent at home of late. AM on the under 8.5 -125. Pete, I came very close to adding a third unit on this game, on that full game under. Padres bullpen's been excellent, 2.66 ERA over the last 30 days. Marlins bullpen's been the best in baseball, 1.92 ERA. Those last 3 arms that they drop are elite. I'm not sure if they'll be on their team in 3 weeks, but they are elite. So Kolek also gets hit very hard by lefties. Lefties 288, 29. Righties just 238, 562. Lefties, of course, Luis Ariz, Gavin Sheets, Jackson Merrill, and then you have Brooks DHing. So there are lefties. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the Padres bats. For the Marlins, Sanchez, Stowers, Hicks, and Pauly. So just those 4 left-handed bats. Cabrera, 3.61 ERA, 1.26 whip. He has looked very, very good. Now, he didn't look great in that last start at Baltimore. He allowed 4 earned runs over 4 innings, but he didn't walk a batter. That's been the big difference this year, is his walks are way down. His strikeouts are around where they've always been. His splits are excellent. The Padres are the worst team in Major League Baseball against right-handed pitching over the last 30 days. 197, 597 OPS. Marlins 292, 826 are the best. I'm on the Marlins here. Let's quickly go over the line history, and I'm on the first 3 under 2.5. From a money line standpoint here, these Miami Marlins are -124. I got in at -120. I got in late. This opened up at -111. I know people got in at -108. That was available at 9:32 this morning. Now it's a -124, 13 cents of movement. A movement I agree with. From a total standpoint here, we have an 8, it's -108 to the over. This under opened up at even money to the under. There's been 4 cents of movement to the under. Is that enough? Is the question mark, is that enough? Because you have 85% of the tickets and 88% of the cash on the under. I don't know if it is. And Kolek is the one that I think is questionable despite his excellent road statistics. And then if he is questionable, I don't think I want to have an extra unit on the full game under, even though I would bet it if I had a free bet. And if Kolek gets touched, I will look to live bet the under. 53% of tickets on the Padres, 75% of the cash on the Marlins. Peter Loshak, take it away.
Yeah, I did get burned taking Miami first 5 yesterday. Even though with Perez had a great start, it was a loser, 1-0. And this one I haven't bet it yet. The Cabrera props are surprisingly, his outs prop was just, when I saw it, 15.5. The over was a dog line. So I understand. I know he has a lot of short outings, short good outings, but that's surprisingly low. And his strikeout prop was a little low. I know San Diego's hard to strike out, but I was leaning Cabrera over 4.5 strikeouts at like 110 and over 15.5 outs at plus money. Also leaning under overall on the game. And again, leaning Miami first 3 and first half, despite getting burned that way yesterday.
Yeah, I think they're all valid. Again, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to put a third unit on this game. I don't need everything based upon Kolek pitching against these hot sticks well because he's on the road and because he struggled at home. So I'm comfortable where it lies, and I think the issue with Cabrera, of course, is the short starts. He's a strikeout pitcher. He allowed 8 hits in 4 innings at the Orioles. Maybe he needed the break. Maybe the rhythm getting out of that rhythm will hurt him. I'm not sure, and because I'm not fully sure, I'm not going to add the third unit. But I think there's advantages surprisingly all over the board for the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, I got to think about what I want to do here, and also this friggin' Detroit-Pittsburgh game. I'm leaning Pittsburgh as a dog. I'm leaning under. Got to think of what I want to make official.
A wager detective saying Kolek a 6.23 ERA last 5 starts. Yeah, he allowed 6 earned runs in his last start at home against the Rangers. Again, me focusing on the road may be a mistake, wager detective. And if it is a mistake, then the Marlins will likely win the baseball game. And if it is a mistake, I'm not going to add a second unit on the full game under. All right, let's roll on here to our next spot on the board. 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We have Jose Buquets. Oh, sorry. Got to get this. Oh, man. Okay. All right. I have no idea where the Boston game is here. I don't. I need
What's going on, Jim?
There we go. I found it. I'm just the LASIK surgery is done, Pete. I need another one.
So, yeah. No, don't do that, Jim.
No, I'm going to do it again. Pete. It was good. 10 great years. Okay. 10 great years, man. Why not? Get in. Are
you serious?
Yeah. I'm going to get laser. I'm down with lasers, man.
No, you're. They don't tell you. Supposedly, you're not supposed to get it ever if you're over 40 or something.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that. But you know what? We're risk takers, Pete. No insurance, dude. No insurance. Troy Torrance, 5 units on Cubs. We're going to get to that soon. And I can understand fading Dick Mountain. But let's go. Boston Red Sox, 54-48, 22-28 on the road at the Philadelphia Phillies, 57-43, 32-18 at home. We're at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I will, I know what to do here to make this, to be able to see this better, and I will do it here. It just makes us bigger, Pete. And I don't love that. Let's roll here. We have Dickie Fitz pitching very well here for the Boston Red Sox against Christopher Sanchez. He did look legitimately concerned, Mr. Belvedere. Timo says, I know people got there in the 70s and 80s. Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll deal with whatever happens. And Tabby Cap says Richard Fitz is what they call Jose in San Antonio. Did you know that?
He didn't write that. No way, Tabby Cap wrote that himself. No way.
Wow, I didn't know that about Jose. Richard Fitz. I'll keep my ear to the streets though next time I'm down there. Let's get into the weather here for this spot. We have in Philly 81 Fahrenheit, feels like 82, 6.3 miles per hour in. Now the weather has changed. This was, looking at this weather last night was about 8 miles per hour, 8.5 miles per hour in. So it's getting a little bit nicer. Let's see what.
Sorry, I love that old comedy, Jim. Why didn't they ever make a movie where the entire movie is about a woman looking for Michael Hunt? Like that's the entire plot, the entire movie. She's going around looking for him.
Well, speaking of those jokes, Naked Gun 2 is coming out. Hey, yeah. Naked Gun 2, Liam Neeson.
You could make a whole movie instead of just one line out of those jokes, man. God damn it! All right.
Yes, Jake Burns. I did have LASIK surgery 10 years ago. No insurance, baby. I won't get into it now because we got to make moves. But yeah, they offer you 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. And I was like, how about 0 year? And they're like, this is your eyes we're talking about. I said, what's the percentage of chances I'm going to need the recorrective surgery? Is it 10%? I was like, I'll take that bet. Whatever. Richard Fitz here, Christopher Sanchez. We have Citizens Bank Park plus 7% overall runs, plus 15% homers, plus 2% doubles and triples, minus 3% singles. Let's get into the line history here for Red Sox Phillies. We have an 8.5. It's minus 115 to the under. Being very curious to see what was going to happen to this total. This total opened up plus 101 to the under. I saw it at minus 116 a couple hours ago. Now it's minus 115, but still 16 cents of movement towards the under. On the money line here, we have these Philadelphia Phillies at minus 189, opened up at minus 190, so we have no movement at all. And let's see what we have here for cash flow on the Boston Red Sox. If the dick fits, we have 90% of the tickets, 94% of the cash on the under, 81% of the tickets on the Phillies, and 66% of the cash on the money. If the dick fits, you must acquit. And I think that the Red Sox are extremely live here. Extremely live. AM's on the over 8.5 at minus 112. So with Dickey Fitz, righties hit him much harder than lefties. Much harder than lefties. Let's take a look at the lineup that we are expecting to see here. We have Trey Turner batting first and Castellanos batting fourth, Real Muto batting sixth, and Kemp batting eighth. So just 4 righties in the lineup. This should be a lineup that he should be able to attack. And the Phillies aren't hitting with any power against righties last 30 days. 244, 708 OPS. Sanchez on the other side, 8-2, 2.50 ERA, 1.14 WHIP. He's been excellent. Coming off 2-1 win at the Padres, he was excellent. 1 earned run over 7 1/3. He's been strong at home. He's been a little better on the road, and his splits are excellent. Red Sox versus lefties, 263, 776 OPS. Red Sox bullpen, 3.86 ERA. Phillies bullpen being excellent, 2.94 ERA. And Jake Burns loving the Red Sox full game money line. TJ says Whitlock kicks back to back and Chapman through 23, so he won't go. Sox first 5 only here. Oh, I find that very interesting. So here we go. Peter Loshak, take it away. Red Sox, Phillies.
This one is I did have the under yesterday in the Phillies game, which was again that was not my own personal handicapping. It's just doing other things, but I don't know. Again, is there any reason why Sanchez would not be awesome again here? You know, his props are a little bit, you know, they're hard to bet. You know, I can't take his 18.5 outs prop at plus money here because he could easily have just another awesome 6-inning start. Hard to say how many strikeouts and hits he's likely to give up. Statistically, leaning to Fitz over 3.5 strikeouts. But yeah, you got to be thinking that Philly is good here, at least first 5.
You know, I think that the TJ special is a real possibility for me here, Pete.
What's that again?
That's the underdog first 5 plus a half.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I fear Christopher Sanchez, but, you know, you have the Red Sox raking against lefties. You have Dickey Fitz. On the road, he's had 4 starts. He's allowed 5 earned runs.
Yeah.
17 strikeouts, 3 walks. I like it. Nasty Nate says Red Sox smash. TJ says I'll be waiting to move on this until the money comes back to Philly, which it will, he says. Then I will fire on the TJ special at plus 125-ish.
I mean, how deep is he supposed to go?
I don't see why. Are we talking about Richard?
Yeah.
Big Fitz. I think Fitzy's in there for. I think they want him to go 6.
Like a regular 5-inning, nice little start there.
Yes.
Okay, I'm probably going to take the Fitz strikeout prop, but I'm going to look around a little bit first.
Fitz strikeout prop. Now I have to guess how to move on to the next game. I don't know how to do it. I can't see it, Pete. I'm going to have just to fish around and see if I can find the right game. That's not it. This is not going to go well. There it is, Pete. Brad Lord pitching for the Washington Nationals. Okay, I like that Red Sox first 5 plus a half. Dabby Cab on Brandon Marshall over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We have AM on Boston, Philadelphia over 8.5. Okay, so let's I'm gonna.
I'll make that official for sure. Fitz, I'll shop around, but Fitz over it's 3.5 strikeouts.
And Loshak on Fitz over 3.5 Ks. We roll on. Robert Franklin, Philly first 5 money line. Sanchez hasn't given up more than 2 runs in 2 months. And TJ says Circus 10 cents more expensive on Philly, encouraging Boston money. The other books will join them later and move the line back. Troy says I think Phillies close minus 180 to minus 190. Well, they opened up at minus 190 last night, 7:30 p.m. They're minus 189 right now. That would make me still like kind of the Red Sox here. Okay. Oh, so Troy's saying I don't think this line moves back towards Phillies. All right. Very, very interesting. I'm interested in the Red Sox first five. Let's move on to Reds, Nats, Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., where the Nats are 20 and 30 at home. Reds 24 and 27 on the road. We have Chase Burns going up against Brad Lord. Let's get into the weather here in Cincinnati. In Washington, 85 Fahrenheit, feels like 87, 5.4 miles per hour right to left, very slightly in. Dies down to 4.5 miles per hour, and it's just right to left across the board. Nationals Park here is the third most offensive stadium due to weather conditions, plus 9% overall, plus 2% homers, but plus 16% doubles and triples, and plus 3% singles. Let's get into the line history here for this one, Pete. You have the Washington Nationals at plus 125. They open up at plus 116. Reds have gone from minus 128 to minus 136, 8 cents of movement towards the Cincinnati Reds. From a total spot, we have an 8.5 minus 116 to the over. This was a 9. It was juiced to the under initially. It moved to the under pretty much right away, and then moved after about 14 hours to an 8.5. It is minus 116 to the over and plus 103 to the under. And let's get to the cash flow here. We know that there's been a move towards the Reds and a move towards the under. 65% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the under. 77% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the Reds. Is that enough of a market move? TJ took Cincinnati minus 130 at about 8:15 this morning. Wager Tech to look at the Marlins on the run line. So Chase Burns, last start, 10 strikeouts. 2 earned runs. It was at home versus the Rockies. A pretty easy team to pitch against, but he looked very good. He's had 2 starts on the road, and he's not gone deep in them. 5 innings overall through 2 starts, 6 earned runs through 18 opponents' batting average, and lefties are hitting him hard. 323, 981 OPS. So lefties hitting him very hard. And the lefties are dangerous in this Nationals lineup. We talk about it all the time. You know, their first 5 batters are going to hit from the left-hand side because Bell will hit as a switchy from the left-hand side. It's a very dangerous spot if lefties get you. Shout out to Jeff Shahadi, now a member of Pub Sports Radio. Thank you, my man. Jerry Davis got Cincy minus 125 last night. Then we have Brad Lord, who we expect, not to go deep in this game. He's not listed as an opener. There's no primary listed, but he's not. Doesn't feel like he's stretched out right now. He's got great splits. Neither team hitting righties with any power, but decent average. Reds 248, 696 OPS. Nats 258, 706. So where is the advantage? It all falls on the Cincinnati Reds bullpen. It's almost 3 runs better over 9 innings over the last 30 days. Peter Loshak, take it away. Reds, Nats.
All right, first of all, I'm definitely adding Cabrera over 15.5 outs at plus 106 now. It's down to from 110, but I'll take that one. All right. Let me see. Which fucking game are we talking? Oh, yeah, Cincinnati, Washington. I did have Washington yesterday, so that was nice. And on this one, I would this one I'm going to pass on just because Burns obviously has huge potential. Last 2 are much better, but after having, a great 10 strikeout home start, now he goes on the road again as a favorite. It'd be Washington or nothing for me. But Burns could come in and have another great start, which would make me feel foolish for taking it. So just a pass for me.
It is a pass here. Kong in the house. Do we know when the confidence pool drops? Did you mean the Cappers contest? And I think that's what you mean, but we will give you all of that information soon. Wine Time says catch with Nats last night, staying away from this one. And we looked at Spooner's action earlier, and Spooner is on the Reds money line at minus 132. I agree with it. To me, I guess it feels a little bit more like a live bet. I have figured out a way to use the graphics now. I've figured out something to see it. So I apologize for earlier. Troy Torrance says sharp trap. Yeah, I am not going to move on this one. I think there's volatility involved, but I will.
Sharp trap meaning Washington's the sharp trap side.
Yes, because there's 95% of the cash. Shouldn't the line be moving a little further?
Wait, where's the cash on Washington?
Yeah. No. We have 95% of the cash on the Cincinnati Reds. 77% of the tickets, 95% of the cash on the Reds.
Oh, really?
Yes. So has this line moved enough? Would be.
Oh, so maybe I like Washington more than that. I was definitely leaning Washington, but uncertainty with a guy like Burns.
We don't have that information, Kong, but it'll be nice and early. Nice and early for us to attack it. Jermaine says it must be the Lord's Day. Let's roll on here. I will cheer for all of you guys on the Reds. A lot of Reds backers here. Let's roll on. Next up for us, we have New York Yankees, Toronto Blue Jays, 24-year-old Cam Schittler. First career start against the Mariners. He went 5 1/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 homers, 7 Ks, and 2 walks. And TJ says no betting group has moved on this. This cash isn't a huge amount. Interesting. So Schindler had a nice career start at home over the Mariners, 9-6 win. It was good enough. 3 earned runs, allowed 2 jacks, struck out 7. Then you have Maximus Scherzer here. He's coming off a really good start with the Athletics. The Jays almost blew it late, but that's a tough place to pitch. He allowed 3 earned runs over 6 innings. He's had 3 home starts. He's made it through 12 innings, and those 3 home starts allowed 6 earned runs, allowed 3 jacks, one hitting 256 against them. Lefties are, hitting him quite hard right now. And the lefties aren't dangerous here. You have Bellinger, Jazz, Austin Wells, 3 bad. Now Dominguez is a switchy. You would expect it from the left hand side against Scherzer. Wine time on Blue Jays money line says I think Scherzer pitches well against the Yanks. Let's take a look at the weather here up north in the 6. We have 75 Fahrenheit, feels like 73, 6.3 miles per hour to the left, dies down at 5.4 miles per hour. Taking a look at the ballpark pal expectation of the Rogers Center, it's even. It's plus 1% homers, plus 13% doubles and triples, minus 6% singles. Nate Dogg, 420. Scherzer over strikeouts, Barger to hit, and Toronto money line. Yankees versus righties, last 30 days, 256, 787. Jays, 295, 815, hitting the ball very hard. Yankees bullpen's been a mess, 5.91 ERA last 30 days, while the Jays bullpen's been very strong. Taking a look at the line history here for this one, we have a 9. It's minus 115 to the over. This opened up minus 107 to the over. We have an 8 cents of movement towards the over. On the money line here, Pete, we have the Jays minus 121. They opened up at minus 119. It looks like it opened up a little better than I could have opened up a little worse than I could have opened up minus 115. It's not showing me there. Crystal Craig on the Jays team, total over 4.5. The High Owl says can the Yankees stop sucking? And from a cash flow perspective on Jays, Yankees, Peter, we have 50% of the tickets and 74% of cash on the Yankees. Line moving towards the Jays. 80% of tickets on the under, but 80% of cash on the over. Peter Loshak, take it away.
This is a bit of a tough one. Schittler seems like he should be all right, but statistically thinking he's over 14.5 outs, even at minus 180 or something, might be worth the shot. And then Scherzer should be good, but 3.5 hits. The over at the big favorite line was tempting as well. I guess I'm going to hold off here. My lean would be Toronto. Statistical lean would be Toronto at the line that I saw, like minus 120, but not going to bet that. Has it moved yet? Let me see. Has it moved yet? Where is it now?
Yeah, the line's been moving towards the Jays.
Yeah. No, it's right kind of right where I saw it, like low 120s. Lead Toronto, definitely not going to bet it yet. And lean Scherzer to give up 4 hits, but not going to bet that one either. Could come in and be lights out.
I don't bet many overs, but I agree with the squad on this one. Robert Franklin on the over. Oh, sorry about that. Robert Franklin on the over. We have AM also on the over. Troy says Blue Jays look like the much more inspired team. Over looks good here. I like the over. What did you find with the player prop situation and what you're looking at here that the over is appealing?
Oh, you're asking about me?
Yeah.
And I don't know. No, that's what I'm saying. The Scherzer hits prop was lower than I would have expected, and the Schittler outs prop.
We do says, and I believe that's our guy. Last one left says that he would rather have Scherzer than Schittler. Dad Fenn says you've been talking Brewers a bunch. How do you feel about the Jays? I'm very excited that the team is playing at such a high level. it's great that, Clement and Barger and Lucas are all, rising up at the same time. Loperfido, everyone. I mean, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun for the city. And I'm just excited. Do I think they're going to be there when the dust settles? I'd like to see what they do at the trade deadline. They certainly need a starter. But I don't think when all said and done that they will be there. But I'm certainly going to cheer for them. Ken Mizrahi, I'm not going to break down the soccer game coming up, but we can talk about it in the chat. We can hear what Pete has to say about it as well. I like this over 9. Pete, your final thoughts on the over 9 before we move on to Angels Mets?
Yeah, it makes some sense. I would be leaning that way.
I'm certainly not investing anything in the Jays futures, and I know of any. I'm not. The only team that's honestly appealed to me all year long is the Mariners, and you guys have kept me off it, and I'm thankful now that that's happened. Joseph Gomez saying, is anyone having trouble with DraftKings? Please let us know here. Yeah, David, I'm excited to see them playing the way they are, and I'm really happy for guys like Lucas, guys career minor leaguer playing the way he's playing. These guys are locked in. I'm really happy for Clement, career minor leaguer playing at a very high level. We have platoons. It's a fun team to manage. All right, I'm going to roll on here, but I'm very, very interested in moving on that over with the squad, and I'll look at it a little bit more after. Let's move on here to our next spot on the board, 7:10 p.m. Eastern with the LA Angels, 49-51, 25-28 on the road at the New York Mets, 57-44, 35-16 at home. We're at Citi Field in Queens, New York. Peter, let's get into the weather in Queens. We have, taking a little while to get there. Here we go. We have 76 Fahrenheit, feels like 75, 8.9 miles per hour to left field. 8.9 miles per hour to left field. Dies down at 7.2 miles per hour. This is a really fun pitching situation. AM is on the under 9.5. And Troy Torrance is on the Angels' first 5, says back the dock. Mr. Kyle Hendricks here, Peter. He's a vet. And these are his last opportunities probably in a lot of these situations. One of the opportunities we had for Kyle Hendricks was at Yankee Stadium, and it wasn't too long ago, and he was phenomenal. He comes back home. He gets touched up. But is there something magical happening with him in New York? I kind of want to test Frankie Montas coming off a 3-1 win at the Royals. The Royals aren't hitting. 4 hits, 1 earned run over 5 innings. At home this year, he's had 2 starts. He's been quite good. Angels are hitting right now. Versus righties, 267, 829 OPS. Mets versus righties, 247 for 714 OPS. A TJ special for our guy TJ, and I like that look a lot. Take the bullpen out of it. I mean, do we trust the numbers? Do you sit there thinking, oh, I'd like to have the Angels bats over the Mets bats? I mean, it's very hard to say that out loud and believe it. Very hard. But they're hitting much harder against righties last 30 days than the Mets. Their bullpen's been better than the Mets bullpen over the last 30 days. These are tricky things to trust. So Citi Field, minus 8% overall. Minus 1% homers, minus 13% doubles and triples, minus 10% singles. Mr. Belvedere is on the Angels, plus 150. I completely understand why. So let's take a look at this line history. The New York Mets are minus 161. They open up minus 175. We've had a move towards the Angels. We've gone from plus 153 to plus 147. From a total standpoint here, I kind of like AM's under 9.5 with these 2 gas cans. I've never been afraid to back gas cans, and this is probably the right situation, except for the way the Angels are hitting. That is a bit of a concern, but Montas should be able to cool them down at home, you would think. Under 9.5, open minus 117 to the under. It's moved to 9. It's not a real 9. I mean, you can still get a juiced under 9.5 or a juiced over 9. And when we get to the cash flow here, Peter, we have... Here we go for interleague action. 71% of the tickets and 84% of cash on the Mets. You have 82% of tickets on the under, 93% of cash on the over. This line's not moving towards the over. Kristen Hess also on the Angels. Robert Franklin on the Angels, a first 5 money line. Justin McKelvey on the over 9.5 here. Interesting. Beavis on the team total over 3.5. Ken Mizrahi says, I like this spunky Angels team. TJ says, Angels third best team versus the 4-seamer and best team in Major League Baseball. Versus the slider, 54% of Montas's pitch mix. Peter Loshak, take it away, Angels Mets.
First of all, I am going to add on Cabrera over 4.5 strikeouts. I know San Diego's tough to strike out, but 4.5 even money. I'll take that one. This Mets game, very obviously high volatility with Montas, which is not a surprise. He's either going to get 5 or 6 runs or near lights out. Hendricks, very, very tricky in his career. I've gotten burned sometimes with him, had some nice success sometimes with him, and here, I don't really know. I'm assuming that the Mets will need some length from Montas, right? So maybe over 15 and a half outs, but if he's getting crushed, then that won't happen. I've been leaning Angels at the line. I had the Angels yesterday, which is looking good for a while, and then lost it. So I'm going to pass, but it's certainly interesting. I guess lean Montas over 15 and a half outs.
My guy Deacon Mike in the house. What up, Deacon? I like the TJ special. And I want to join him on it. I think it makes sense to me. Angels first 5 plus a half, and I'm going to be rolling with it. Angels first 5, TJ special, and he's on it. I have all these notes. All right, let's roll on. Next up for us, we have the San Francisco Giants. Landon Roop, a pitcher I've been a big fan of. Matty Ice also says, take a look at Angels team total over. That makes sense as the dog, doesn't it? Doesn't that, Matty Ice? That's a great addition to it. Doesn't that make sense? I mean, clearly it feels like the Angels are a sharp side here. And as Pete's saying, there's a ton of volatility, I think, on Montas, but on both.
If you like the Angels team total over, then I would assume that because you think Montas is not going to have one of his 5-inning 0 or 1 run starts, so maybe the first 5 team total over.
Yes. But the Mets bullpen's been horrific. But yes, I agree. All of these ideas here. Let's roll on to Giants Braves. We're at Truist Park in Atlanta. Let's take a look at the weather first and foremost. We have 89 Fahrenheit, feels like 94, 7.2 miles per hour out to straight away center. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I have this all set. I'll do that in a second. No one's complained about my audio, but I forgot to check if I was on the Yeti. I must be, though. No one's mentioning that. It sounds terrible. Chang Kim in the house says, can I get 2 winners from you guys today? Yes. Chang, yes. Let's make sure that we give a nice little friends and family. We also have 56 minutes left for Major League Baseball. We have Brizzy joining us here. A Philly Eagle Flyer in the house on the M's game tied after 2. Wager Tech says 1.20 whip for Hendricks last 5. But here we're talking Roop and Davis Daniel, Braves Giants. So take a look at the expectation here at Truist Park, plus 5%. So it's plus 17% homers, minus 9% doubles and triples, and plus 2% singles. Okay, I'll figure this all out here in a second when Pete's breaking stuff down.
That's all right.
Here, but let's keep rolling here, Pete. Line history wise, we have the New York. This total. In Atlanta, this total at 9. There are 9.5s on the board. This opened up at 9.5, minus 117 to the under. It's now over 9, minus 118 to the over. But you can get the juiced over, or the juiced over 9, or the juiced under 9.5. We get to the money line here. We have a minus 112 on the Braves. They opened up minus 103, 9 cents of movement towards the Atlanta Braves, which tells me 2 things. It tells me that Landon Roop has struggled very much on the road. We know that. He's allowed 58 hits and just 51 in a third. He's allowed 26 earned runs over 11 starts, 26 walks, 53 Ks. It's a poor K to walk ratio. It's much better for him at home. He's allowed 8 home runs on the road. You know how many he's allowed at home, Peter?
1.
Zilch.
No shit.
0. But we have just my 2 cents in the house. Matty Ice on the Giants money line here. Joseph Gomez says Pete's double swig play of the day. Fernando Mendoza on the Braves money line. I think Fernando Mendoza is on the right track here, at least according to this market. So the splits are fine with Roop. Davis Daniel, on the other hand, has started 1 game this year. You know, here's a picture that we remember, of course, from his from his days with the Angels, and Davis Daniel, deserves to be here. He's been great with Gwinnett, 3.52 ERA, 1.25 WHIP. He's throwing 76 and 2/3. He's had 14 starts, and he's looked good. His K to walk ratio is a problem, 60 Ks, 32 walks. It's not historically been a problem. I'm not sure why it's been such an issue here. But I kind of like him, and the market kind of likes him. And Roop has been questionable on the road. This is a very interesting move towards the Braves. I'm very curious to see the difference first 5 in full game. Giants bullpen's been trash of late. Take it away for us here, Peter. Giants, Braves.
This is a tough one. I did have Atlanta yesterday, and this one, I don't know. Obviously, I would be leaning over, at least early. Both of these pitchers seem vulnerable, right? I mean, Davis Daniel was all right in the minors. It was fine, but he seems a little vulnerable. And Roop, of course, vulnerable. I guess I'm going to hold off and wait to see what happens with the market. Someone's saying they like an under. Did I see someone in the comment section like an under?
AM is on the under 9.5 at -115. Irish Kings on Atlanta money line and the team total over. And Jermaine says, I need a late birthday pick. Y'all were off last week. Absolutely, Jermaine, my man.
Matty Ice official play of the day is the Giants. Wow.
Yes.
Like
now it is
much.
not. It is not taint. It's not taint because we always keep our eye out for taint. Pete, your plan of attack.
I'd love to take a first 3 or first 5 over and some batter props maybe, but I guess I'll hold off for now. Probably be on some of that though.
Yes, it's not taint. Just wanted to see those our friends here. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I think that the Braves. I think the market is giving us all the indicators that we need. That Davis Daniel's pitching for his life, and Landon Roop just has not been very good on the road, and that leads me to backing the Braves first 5, like DC Capper is. So I'm going to need a little bit more time, but that's my expectation is to be on Atlanta first 5. Pete, anything else for you before we move on to our next spot?
No, I'm still looking at this friggin' Angels-Mets game, trying to find some way to fade Montas, bet on the Angels one way or another. But no, pass.
Let's roll on here. Now, we have very interesting situation with Drew Rasmussen. Not pitching very much. You're not seeing a lot of him. And this is a tricky spot because you have Davis Martin, who is very, very accountable. Then he goes on the IL with the right forearm strain. So he's back from the IL. He only had one rehab start, 3 2/3 at AAA Charlotte. Looked good, allowed an earned run, struck out 5 and walked 1. And then you have Rasmussen, who pitched in the All-Star game, but 7 innings over his last 3 starts, which is strange. He's been pitching, very well. So it's strange that he's gone such short amount over the last little while. White Sox versus righties, 223, 655 OPS. Rays versus righties, 269, 743. And of all things, one would expect the White Sox statistically over the last 30 days have an enormous bullpen advantage, if we are to believe it. Now, when Tampa Bay Rays bullpen was pitching out of their mind, there was cappers, and I believe it was AM and others that said that they're not nearly as good as these numbers indicate, and he's been proven right, certainly over the last 30 days when they've been getting touched up. And we're at the George M. Steinbrenner Field, and let's take a look. There is supposed to be weather in the forecast. Let's take a look at what we are expecting. Drizzle throughout, but low percentages, should be fine. 5.4 miles per hour out to left center, dies down at 2.7 miles per hour, plus 11% overall, plus 26% homers, plus 12% doubles and triples, and minus 6% singles. Here we have Rasmussen, who's comfortable with the situation, at this minor league ballpark. He's pitched out in it all year. And then you have Davis Martin, who is history in AAA, a lot of it, so he knows what it's like to pitch in AAA ballparks, and he just had to start in Charlotte. Let's get into the line history and the cash flow and hand it over to Peter Loshak. We have the Rays minus 218, opened up at minus 221, so no movement towards the Rays. From a total standpoint here, we have an 8. It's minus 113 to the over. Opened up minus 114 to the over. So basically, we have no movement inside or total. And then when we get to the cash flow, we have 94% of the tickets and 87% cash on the under, 83% tickets and 72% cash on the Tampa Bay Rays. Peter Loshak, shout out the Rube Boy in the house, says, I'm late. Bet your house, your mortgage, your rent, your life savings on the Marlins money line. Take it away, Fred. Peter.
Well, I was on the White Sox yesterday as a big dog. That was one of my winners. And in this one, obviously the White Sox are rolling. There will certainly be some aggression coming from them offensively. Obviously, Rasmussen, I think I love his strikeout prop. Although I think that his they were intentionally limiting his activity over his past bunch of appearances. They might do that again, but I'm seeing that he's probably going to have a nice little 5-inning or so start here. So I'm definitely leaning Rasmussen over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money. Martin, should be okay overall. I guess I'd be leaning under. He hasn't pitched for a while, but it wasn't a very serious injury. I don't think it was a forearm strain, and I think he'll be all right here. So leaning under. At the line, I'd have to be taking White Sox at that line. Again, I probably will make Rasmussen over 4.5 strikeouts official.
I get it. I completely get it. I get it. Spooner saying we have a full workload today.
But there's also some possible rain issues, so that makes me more hesitant to take Rasmussen strikeout.
Deacon says, can you start wearing Milwaukee gear so they start losing? I was actually thinking of picking up a Brewers hat because I've invested in them. So I might be able to make that happen, Deacon, my man. Yeah, I guess. I mean, did you expect Davis Martin to pitch? I
think he's, in general, he was pretty good overall. And the injury was sort of like a debatable one to put him on the injured list. And now he's back. And so, the time off, does that help him or hurt him? But in general, I think he's all right.
It's just in the weather here early in this game makes me not want to. It makes me want to expect Rasmussen pitches better than Davis Martin. But I've got no sign that it's the bet to make here, honestly. Line's not moving. What should the price difference be for the Rays with how bad their bullpen's been compared to how good the White Sox bullpen has been, if we trust any of those stats? White Sox are 10 cents more expensive first 5, so TJ says fading Tampa Bay anytime they're over minus 200 worked last night. That makes sense. That makes sense, TJ. I'm off this spot. Let's roll on. I want to take another look again with the Spooner's action. So Reds, Yankees money line. We're gonna get to that Cubs Royals spot, and then Dougie Wise free bands play days the Mets -1. We have Taint in. I do have Wine Times action here somewhere. And it is not involved in this game. Either is Mr. Belvedere. Taint play of the day is in. We will discuss it here once we get to that spot. But let's just roll on. Nothing for me here, Pete. Anything for you?
No.
All right, let me get this copied and pasted. Let's roll on. Dick Mountain. It's as if I was pitching today, Pete. It's as if I was pitching today. Our friend Rich Hill, one of my favorite pitchers of all time, 45 years old, and he wants more. He wants more. Look at this guy. 21st season in the big leagues, 14th different team. I love it. Of course, Lorenzen out with the oblique, Ragan's out with the shoulder injury. Hill was in AAA the beginning of June, 5.36 ERA, 1.62 whip, 48 strikeouts and 25 walks in 42 innings with Omaha. But, and I think this is crucial, that his last 2 outings struck out 11 allowed 1 earned run over 7 innings. Matthew Boyd has been very good. AM says Rich Hill gem today. We've already heard that our friend Troy Torrance is putting 5 units on the Cubbies double result. Wine Time giving a big shout out to Dick Mountain. Big Dick Mountain, he's calling him. I've never heard the big before that. It's always been Dick Mountain. I guess when you have the word mountain, because he's not, we're not talking about a hill. I guess mountain implies that there's a lot of girth there. Deacon says wind blowing across the field today. Didn't matter last night with all the homers. Let's touch on the weather here. Let's touch on the weather in this one. 82 Fahrenheit. Feels like 84. 8 miles per hour right to left across diamond. Dies down to 7.2 miles per hour. If we're looking at the cash flow, plus 2% overall. Plus 8% homers. Minus 2% doubles and triples. And minus 2% singles. Spooner says he remembers playing MVP baseball 2005 with Rich Hill on the Cubs. Spent his first 4 seasons. Wrigley knows how to take advantage of the wind in this park. By the way, speaking of video games, and I know we need to move quickly, but I was playing heavy NHL 94 on Sega Genesis. Heavy NHL 94. I've got the addiction back. I just can't. I want to play it so badly and work on my game. NHL 94. Big out there. Big out in Vancouver with my friends, man. So here we go, Peter. We have Matthew Boyd, who's been electric. 10-3, 2.34 ERA, 1.03 whip. He's been phenomenal. 8 innings, hasn't allowed an earned run, 6 strikeouts, and a 5-2 win at the Yankees. Didn't walk a batter. At home, he's had 9 starts. He's only allowed 13 earned runs. His splits are great. Royals are raking against lefties right now. 289, 848 OPS, while the Cubs 257, 761, and both bullpens have struggled, especially the Cubbies bullpen, 5.23 ERA over the last 30 days. Troy Torrance says Cubs is a home favorite, minus 175 or bigger, 25-2 straight up, 14-1 this season. If the total was over 7.5, 15-0 straight up, 6-0 this season. Wow. That is those are impressive numbers. Very, very impressive numbers. Let's take one look at the cash flow and the line and hear what Pete has to say and what his feelings are for old Dick Mountain. We've had a 2-cent move to the under. Opened up under 9 minus 116. It's now under 9 minus 118, implying that old Rich Hill is capable of pitching well here. Now, can Boyd slow down these Royal bats? There's been a move towards the Royals, plus 216 to plus 207. Fascinating line movement. We get to the cash flow here for this interleague action. We have 85% of the tickets, 76% cash on the Cubbies, 55% tickets, 75% cash on the over. Peter Loshak, take it away.
All right, first of all, I'm going to add Matt Olson from the Atlanta Braves over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, minus 120. And this one, I don't know, man. I want to take maybe some Cubs righty batter props. Boyd's out prop was very weak. His when I first saw it, his outs prop over 17.5 was plus money, but his earned run prop was only 1.5. So I wasn't sure what was going on there. I don't know if I can trust Hill. Maybe you can. I don't know. Got to be liking Cubs here, minus 1. I don't understand Boyd's out prop being so low. And thinking
can't we say it's because the Royals are raking lefties?
Yeah, I guess, sure. But I mean, Boyd is, yeah, sure. It's a low prop, though. Even if they get to him a game like this, especially if Hill gets hit, I don't know. Yeah, sure.
Huh. When Troy is bullish on a side like this, his success rate is very strong. I guess I need to sit with this for longer. And I got an issue with, my favorite pitcher, Major League Baseball, coming back. This is just like what they must have felt like when Philly Necro came back and threw it. When Gaylord Perry came back to throw another year, Pete. This is what they must have felt. I feel the same thing.
I mean, why are they doing this? Because of injuries? Like what? What are they doing?
Oh, and Troy says, not yesterday. 2 cows go down. Interesting. Wow. I don't know. I look, I'm going to need to sit with this game for longer. But I know that Troy has the Cubs double result for 5 units. God, Troy. Can we get a Brewers Cubbies playoff series? Wouldn't that be magic? Coming out of Chicago for that one. All right, let's roll on, Pete. I need more time with this spot, but I have the notes here. And TJ, did you move on this one? I know, I get it, Deacon. I get it. I get it. But good God, is it fun to have one team futures and be riding them, baby. All right, let's roll on. Next up, 8:05 p.m. Eastern, we have the Athletics, JT Ginn on the mound here. So we expect a bullpen day. And look at that. I will be on Kansas City money line when it's top of the market. Might be. Okay, might be. Well, top of the market to you, TJ, my friend. Coin says split unit on Texas plus 2,500 to win the AL, plus 6,000 to win the World Series. Yeah, I get it, Coin. They'd be playing much better. I get it. A's Rangers, Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. And Troy says I probably move on the A's on this spot. AM is on the over 7.5. Let's get this all copied and pasted. We have 38 minutes. We're doing fine for time before we're joined by Brizzy. 5 games in the WNBA here. Seager over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Wine Time says Rangers smash here with DeGrom on the hill. Let's talk about JT, though. He's only had 1 start on the road. He's pitched in 4 games, 6 earned runs over 11 innings. Lefties are annihilating him right now. Absolutely annihilating him. Let's take a look at the lefties in this lineup here. You have Smith, Seager, 1-2, Evan Carter at 5th, and then Rock and Rowdy Tellez 8th. So it's not the scariest group here. Let's take a look at, we know that the roof will be closed, so we don't need to worry about any of that. Wager says that Rangers are a parlay piece. Jacob deGrom coming off allowing 2 earned runs in the 5-4 extra inning loss at the Astros over 6 innings, 8 Ks. Did allow 2 homers, 2 solo shots in that one. He's allowed 13 earned runs and 10 home starts. His splits are phenomenal. Both the Rangers and A's are hitting righties the last 30 days, similar numbers, and their bullpens have both been very good. Action Jackson says, take the gin and juice. Take it away here for us, Pete. Oh, sorry, let me give the line history here for the Athletics spot. We have the Rangers minus 207. So here's another move away from the big favorite. Wow. Open up minus 245. Now minus 208. Wow. And from a total standpoint here, we have a 7.5, as was talked about earlier, minus 111 to the under, 11 cents of movement towards the under. And cash flow info. We have 92% of tickets, 87% cash on the under, 80% of tickets on the Rangers, just 66% of cash on them. Peter Loshak, take it away.
Yeah, well, I had the A's yesterday. That was a loser. And here, definitely leaning, obviously, Texas first 3 or first 5, but I definitely didn't bet it. I mean, no reason to think that DeGrom won't, have another excellent 1 or 2 inning start again here. So as far as betting value, haven't bet it yet. Probably will be on something. By the way, I'm adding Acuna also over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs minus 155. Now I have a few batter props for that game. This one definitely leaning, Texas early, even at the big favorite line, but not going to make it official right now. Not sure if I'm going to bet it.
And BJ putting it on a pedestal for us says, based on the market, these big favorites might be in trouble today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I don't take plus 1.5, so but a lot to think about. Let's roll on. Let me make sure that I'm ready for us to roll on. There we go. Let's roll, Peter. Eric Fetty is back to the man we remember, the gas can that we remember, Peter. And I've been an Eric Fetty fan. Felt very good that he was rolling last couple of years. That has stopped. Has come to a halt. We're at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Let's take a look at the weather here. Possible light rain and drizzle early in the game. Could be pushed back a little bit. Shouldn't be a problem, though. 8 miles per hour. At first, it's left to right, slightly in. Then it's left to right. Keep in mind, for those of you looking to live bet and make moves, that after 2 hours of play, this is fully out to right field. 8 miles per hour out to right field. If we're according to Ballpark Pal, this is the most offensive ballpark. Plus 22% runs, plus 17% homers, plus 28% doubles and triples, and plus 8% singles. Fetty has not looked good, and lefties are hitting Fetty very hard. He's losing his trade value here. And the lefties in this lineup are nowhere to be found. You have Moniak batting second. Togley is a switch. So I know this is a tough place to pitch, but this might be a great spot for Fetty to bounce back, even though you don't bounce back at Coors necessarily. 24-year-old Bradley Blaylock here on the hill. He had the horrific start to back. They lose 21-0. He comes back and he has a nice start. He lost 1 earned run over 5 2/3 and a 4-3 loss at the Reds at home this year, Pete. He started 2 games. He's pitched in 3. He's gone 9 2/3. He's allowed 18 earned runs, and opponents hitting 449 against him. Lefties are hitting over 400 against him. Do you trust him in this situation? The Cards bullpen is 3.06 runs better over 9 innings than the Rockies bullpen. The Rockies aren't hitting righties. The Cards are. Let's take a look at the line history here for this spot. We'll start with the total. This is a 12. It's minus 112 to the under. This did get to 12.5 for a little bit this morning. But overall, we've still had 10 cents of movement on the under at 12. And then on the money line here with Fetty and Blaylock, we have the Rockies at plus 139. They opened up at plus 131. The Cards have gone from minus 145 to minus 151, 6 cents of movement towards the Colorado Rockies. And when we take a look at the cash flow, we have 66% of the tickets on the Cardinals, but 67% of cash on the Rockies. 53% tickets on the over, 56% of cash on the over. Take it away. Jermaine says, I ain't trusting Fetty Wap no matter how good he pitched in Coors. Take it away for us here, Peter Loshak. An interesting one. Bradley Blaylock and Eric Fetty.
And also in that Braves game, I'm going to add Drake Baldwin, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, minus 127, just to bet that one. All right, this one, obviously both of these guys very vulnerable. I think I'll make the run in the first inning. Yes, an official play. And, there is some rain expected here as well. But both of these guys, questionable, iffy. And run in the first, I'll probably make official. And, other than that, not really overthinking it. Overthink it too much. I did have St. Louis yesterday. No opinion on the side as of right now, though. But probably running the first. I'll make official.
I wonder. So Bradley Blaylock gets annihilated. He goes back to the minors. He comes back and he pitches very well.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not. He's not that bad. We're going to see some regression from him from that 16 earned run ERA.
I know this sounds crazy, but this is a lineup that Fetty should be able to be okay against. Bradley Blaylock was drafted out of high school. I mean, he's drafted back in 2019. It's taken a long time to get here. And I like the fact that he just went back to the minors and kind of got his head right. If the game isn't held back, I honestly, I know it sounds crazy, but I wonder if this is a first 3 under situation. I don't know why. Blaylock's got lit up. He is in Albuquerque, Pete. He's at 11 starts. He's at 8 point. I know it's tough to pitch in Albuquerque. It's tough to pitch in Colorado, but 8.32 ERA with a 1.92 whip.
I mean, so for some perspective, that's even worse than Rich Hill did in the minors. So,
all right. I don't know. Maybe it's just ass clownery to even think what I'm thinking here, but AM says Rockies home unders are the gift that keeps giving. He's on the under 12 here. I mean, it's crazy to say this with the way Fetty's pitching, but this is a great. I'd not say great. I mean, righties are still hitting 247, 715 against them. Obviously, I'm going to need a little more time. Coin looking at that first 3 under 3.5 at plus 110. If that's the case, I'll have to look into it more, but then I wouldn't mind paying for the 4 if it's not ridiculous. All right, so I'm going to need more time with that, but I am interested in the first 3 under. AM on the under 12. Peter, anything you want for this one?
Yeah, I'm going to make running the first yes minus 170 official.
All right, we have Pete moving on. Yerfie, yes. Yerfie, yes, minus 170. And Peter, you're with me. It's just the two of us. Jose's not here. No juice, man. No juice, man's gonna pop out. You're just looking to get your money, man. Get that cash. Getting where Dickie fits in, man.
Yeah.
Let's roll on. 9:40 p.m. and first 3 under 4 minus 135. Are you interested in that, TJ? Or you just give me the price? Let me know if you are interested in it, TJ. That would help. Let's roll. We're in Chase. Hell no. Okay. Okay. We have Framber Valdez and Eduardo Rodriguez next, Peter. Two veteran lefties. Now, not like Rich Hill is, but two veteran lefties here, Framber and Eduardo. Roof will be closed, of course, in Phoenix, Arizona, Chase Field. We have Framber Valdez, 10-4, 2.75 ERA, 1.12 WHIP. A very good pitcher this year.
I just saw 160 on that other one, so
okay.
160. All right, go ahead.
Nice. No, let's get that down. We have Framber. He's allowed 5 of his 8 home runs on the road. He's been now 5 of the 8 doesn't do the justice. He's been touched up on the road. He's been spectacular at home, and he's been touched up on the road. He's had 9 road starts. He's allowed 25 earned runs, and he's been barreled on occasion. Still, opponents just hitting 224 against them. The Diamondbacks aren't raking lefties right now. 231, 723 OPS. Feels like the injuries have got to them, but the injuries haven't got to the Astros versus lefties. Still 276, 755 OPS. Mr. McKelvey's got the Astros minus 118 in his pocket. Slow Jams says Stros sweep the Garden Snakes. And TJ says market moved against me here. Houston moneyline minus 118, and AM is on the over 8.5, as is Justin McKelvey, both on the over 8.5, and TJ on the Astros. I believe, let me go back. Got to go back up to Spooner's action, but I believe he is also on the Irish King as well. And so, wow, Justin, Irish King, and TJ all on the Astros minus 118. I got to clean up the copying and pasting, but let's get into this, Peter. Let's get into this. Let's go into the line history for the Astros spot. We have the Astros right now plus 105. They opened up at plus 109. That's a Diamondback. Excuse me. Diamondback's gone plus 109, plus 105. The Astros have gone from minus 120 to minus 114. So a slight move against the Astros. From a total perspective here, we are sitting with an 8.5. It's minus 105 to the over. Open up plus 101 to the over, so 6 cents of movement towards the over. We take a look at the cash flow for a little interleague action. 71% of tickets and 82% of cash on Houston line, not moving towards them. 53% of the tickets on the over, 78% of cash on the over. What's that line movement on the over again? We've had 6 cents of movement. Interesting. You know, Framber has struggled at times on the road. His splits are still very good. Troy Torrance says Diamondbacks win this game 58% of the time. Rodriguez 3-6, 5.94 ERA, 1.67 WHIP. Fernando Mendoza on the over here. Coming off 4-3 loss at the Padres, he allowed 4 runs over 4 innings. You know, he's been bad at home. He's been bad on the road. He's been bad against lefties. He's been bad against righties. He's a difficult pitcher to trust, but the market is telling us that we should trust him, Peter. Do you agree? Take it away. Valdez, Rodriguez, Astros, Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Erod's been one of the pitchers that I have not had a good read on in my career, and you see, how unexpectedly bad or good he can be. So, I guess we would. I'd be thinking about maybe a Houston righty batter proper too. Maybe Valdez, of course, much less awesome away, but still pretty good. I had Houston yesterday. That was nice, but going to pass as of right now. Might be on something by first pitch, though.
Jermaine says Diamondbacks money line is too short. And I guess, I don't want to go up against TJ.
Yeah, I mean, this is one where if I see a significant move to Arizona at some point, that'll probably put me on after the move.
Huh. I mean, I find the Diamondbacks appealing in this market. But it's not comfortable here. TJ says, don't worry about me. Book Sam on the wrong side. Spooner says, Astros lineup looks so weak without Pena, Alvarez, McCormick, and Paredes. Let's just go back to Spooner's action here. Here we go. Oh, he's not on this one. And then Wine Time is on the Diamondbacks plus 105. At this point, I think I would move on the Diamondbacks, but I do need. I think I'm going to need a little bit more time here. Peter, my friend, let's roll on. We are perfect timing here to comfortably tackle this whole MLB card, and then we have Brizzy joining us to talk WNBA. We got 5 games in WNBA. My guy Cuban Connect in the house. What up, Cuban Connect? We got his action here. Giving you a shout out as well. Marlins team total over 3.5. Nats team total over 3.5. Astros team total over 4.5. Rangers team total over 4.5. And Chicago Sky first half plus 8.5. Let's get this copied and pasted here. AM is on the over 6.5 here at minus 124. That feels like a nice place to be. Here we go. Can the Brewers keep their foot on the gas pedal here? We're at T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. Peter, let's start with the weather, see what we're dealing with in Ballpark Pal, then go through the market and the X's and O's. 75 Fahrenheit. Feels like 77. 2.7 miles per hour left to right. By the end of the game, it's slightly in. Ballpark Pal has T-Mobile minus 3% overall, plus 6% homers, minus 11% doubles and triples, and minus 2% singles. Let's get into the line history here. We have this total at 7, minus 120 to the under. Now, this did get to 6.5. AM attacked it at what looks like the right time. This was a 6.5 between 9:45 and 12:30. Again, it's one of those things where you can get the over 6.5 juiced, or you can get the under 7 juiced, depending on how you want to attack it. Money line wise, here we have these Milwaukee Brewers at plus 110. Plus 110. Opened up at plus 108. No movement, very negligible. Minus 119 and minus 120 for the Mariners. We take a look at the cash flow for this one. We have 64% of the tickets, 53% of the cash on Milwaukee, 66% of tickets, and 91% of cash on the under. Very, very interesting. Joe Yurkovich on the Mariners money line. We have Jerry Davis on the Brewers, team total over 3 in the Brewers money line in his pocket. Roba says, I got the plus 113, but I feel like I got tricked here. And TJ talked about Mizorowski's 97-mile-per-hour slider that he threw in the All-Star game. BJ says, Mariners spot based on the market. Can we trust him? Mizorowski has been phenomenal, but he's had 2 road starts. He's only made it through 9 2/3 in those 2 starts. He's allowed 7 earned runs and 3 homers. Righties have had no chance against him so far this year. He's just completely annihilated them. Righties hitting 0.93 with a 250 OPS. It's lefties who have the power against them, 775 OPS. Are there lefties in this lineup that you're concerned about? We know that Cal Raleigh will hit from the left-hand side, and so will Polanco, 2 switchies. You have Crawford leading off. So, and then Rayleigh, Canzone and Young. So you do have lefties in the lineup. This does make me nervous. Beavis says Gilbert has been inconsistent for him. I mean, that's just because Gilbert, and I said this earlier, and it was, dropped from our guy Spooner, that it hasn't always worked like this in Gilbert's career. But for me, I have a vividness bias of him being not touchable at home and very vulnerable on the road. And this year, he's had 7 home starts. He's allowed 9 earned runs. He's been incredible. 52 strikeouts, 8 walks, points, hitting 138 against them. Both teams are hitting righties pretty hard. Brewers bullpen is being electric here. So, Peter Loshak, Brewers, Mariners, take it away.
First of all, I'm also adding Devers over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs minus 140 in that game. Yeah, this one might be a don't overthink it spot, just to take like the first 3 under 1.5 at some, whatever that line would be. you guys were correct in predicting that that he would get hit on that game against, what was it, the Dodgers? I don't exactly remember. But and obviously Seattle has a even at home, a lineup that can be dangerous. But I don't know, first three under 1.5 at plus money seems like it could be all right. I mean, Gilbert, yeah, Milwaukee can push him too. I guess I'm going to pass. I looked at everything here. Don't really want to take the over 6.5 strikeouts at plus money. For Miz, maybe first three under, maybe first 5 under, maybe no run first inning. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to just pass on this one, maybe. What about Milwaukee first 3 plus a half? You think that Seattle has the bats to challenge Miz here? 3 innings?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. But then Milwaukee could answer if they need to, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the plus half would be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, 180, 170, something like that.
Really? I mean,
yeah,
I don't think it'd be much more expensive. Here's my. Oh no, you're absolutely right. Oh no, minus 200. But
okay, well, 3 shutout innings, you win. Gives up a run or 2, maybe Milwaukee can bail you out.
Huh. I mean, I feel like I have an investment in the Brewers even when I don't, but I don't see why they wouldn't just keep winning. Justin McKelvey says, I won't get on the Brewers train late so y'all can cash. Yeah, I mean, you can be, late to the party and early to the funeral, but I'm hard not to want to back them. I mean, the market really doesn't get you there, but they just keep rolling. All right. I don't know if I want to. I mean, at this point, all I can think about is the Moneyball A's, man. Let's go for 24. This team just keeps winning. I mean, you sweep the Dodgers in Milwaukee and then in LA, and then they switch cities and win again. They just have a knack right now. They need to add a couple more bats. LF30, my man in the house, Slice, says you should check the KBO Hanwha Eagles have been on a 10-game winning streak. I like it, man. My man, I will copy and paste that. Let's roll on. We have one more game, and then we will do our review. Deacon says need Mizorowski to slip in the shower. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's talk Twinkies, Dodgers, our last game on the slate here. Oh, sorry. Got it. Okay. I will find out where it is here. There we go. There we go. Our final game here on the slate. Simeon Woods Richardson going up against Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, California. Yeah, I hear that, BJ. I just hard not to just expect the Brewers to keep winning at this point. I don't usually say that. And again, with the futures I have on them, I can just kind of sit back. And you're right, Justin McKelvey. This is Taint. Taint is here on this one. We have Angels on the run line for Matty Ice. Robert Franklin.
That's my favorite of all the video clip themes of all the ones you played, Jim.
Yeah,
that's my favorite. The track, say music.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to like there. A lot to like. Let's talk Dodger Stadium here. Roba saying Dodgers team total or nothing. Let's talk about it. 68 Fahrenheit feels like 67, 8 miles per hour to right field. Chavez Ravine dies down to 6.3 miles per hour. So let's then take a look at Yes, I hear you, Nasty Nate. It is Mikey's is pretty slow jams like in the ribeye as well. Says play it for Loshak. I don't even know if we still have it. Is this
Don't.
what you guys are looking for? This must be it. Is this is that what you're looking for? Doug's slapping his own ass? Is that? I'm not sure. And then he loses. I'm not sure what you guys are looking for. Maybe that's what you guys were looking for. Unfortunately, it's this though, Pete. This is what they're looking for.
No, I'm talking about the track. I'm not into that fusion crap.
Yeah. No, you're just talking about
signatures and
the
shit.
background. The thumbs down. That's it, really. Okay, back to business here. We have Simeon, Woods, Richardson. TJ says this price is a joke. If we only looked at the data, took the names out of it, Dodgers might be minus 130. Let's take a look at what Ballpark Pal had the LA Dodgers and Dodgers Stadium minus 5%, plus 10% homers, minus 8% doubles and triples, and minus 5% singles. So let's take a look at this line history that TJ set us up with. We have the Dodgers minus 208. They opened up minus 208. No movement whatsoever. Take a look at the total here for this one. This total is an 8. It's minus 114 to the over. This opened up at 8.5 and is now an 8. So we have a half run move towards the under. And spreadsheet play of the day is also the Dodgers on the run line. Wow, look at that. So we have the corner of Taint and Spreadsheet Boulevard. BJ agrees with the Dodgers here. Look at that. BJ agrees with the Dodgers here. Let's take a look at the cash flow. We have 92% of the tickets on the Dodgers, 72% of the cash. I mean, BJ, I guess you're agreeing from an X's no standpoint, but not from the market isn't indicating that, this is a cash cow or anything like that. I know that this is a low total for a cash cow. All right, let's talk about Simeon Woods Richardson, 5-4, 3.95 ERA. He's been pitching very well, coming off a 2-1 loss at home versus the Pirates. He only made it through 4 2/3 and allowed the 1 earned run on a solo shot. He didn't get deep enough in the games, and he's had some struggles on the road this year, but he seems to be pitching at the elite level right now. Yoshinobu Yamamoto coming off a 5-2 extra inning win at the Giants. It's easy to pitch there. It's somewhat easy to pitch at Chavez Ravine as well, but he's not being great at home. 19 earned runs over 9 starts. Righties hit him harder than lefties. Twins versus righties, 239, 719 OPS. Dodgers versus righties, 226, 63 OPS. And both bullpens have struggled somewhat. BJ says just the scenario. Take it away here for us, Mr. Loshak. Twinkies, Dodgers.
Well, first of all, I'm also going to add on Olsen RBI plus 185, and I might add on another couple RBIs for that game. This game I didn't look into too deeply. Kind of ran out of time a little bit, but at first glance, kind of wanted to pass and wait and see what the market did and everything. But if everyone's liking the Dodgers this much, then that's probably the right side. I won't make it official, but I will probably tail it one way or another.
TJ says Dodgers versus righties right now, 226, 63 OPS last 30 days. He says they're 29th in baseball weighted runs created last 14 days, 30th versus righties, 25th at home. Why does everyone think they can score here? It's because of their name only. This team can't hit for shit right now. And there is the Skunt Blaster. Look at that. Skunt Blaster, my guy, says cut the crap. Scuntbag play today, Twins money line in the under 8. SGP at plus 455. AM is on the over 8.5. Skunt Blaster blessing us with the action. Don't forget, we need a best bet as well for a birthday pick for Jermaine, as well as best bets for our guy Chang. This is a little trickier than I think I expected to be. Matty Ice talking about Woods Richardson on the road, and we touched on his stats here. I feel, and maybe this is more vividness, maybe it's only happening at home, that he's just turned the corner as a pitcher right now. Maybe this is wrong. Why don't we take a look at his last few road starts here, Peter? before we get into WNBA with our guy Billy Brisbane. We have he had a lot of home starts. He shut down the Marlins, who have been hitting hard, and he shut down Houston. Those are his last 2 starts. So when we go back to him pitching bad on the road, we go back to May, because he only had 2 road starts since May 14th, because he went on the IL then. Came back June 10th. Honestly, this is another TJ special for me. It feels like the Twins' first 3 or first 5 plus a half. I don't want to be going up against. Well, I mean, I guess you're sort of not at that point. I see Simeon Woods Richardson as a different pitcher right now. And again, this could be a mistake here. I have no reason to fear the Dodgers sticks. And let's see the price difference. So the Dodgers are minus 220, full game are minus 225, first 5 cents. If I wanted to move on the Twins first 3 or first 5 plus a half, let's see what it would cost. First 3 plus a half, minus 120, Pete. That sounds pretty good. And I've had really great success fading the Dodgers first 3 plus a half this year. Huh. Okay. JW says Dodgers going to light this guy up. So a lot of people backing the Dodgers here. Lots to think about. Peter, anything you want for Twinkies, Dodgers at Chavez?
No, I'll hold off there.
And Jimmy Graham officially retiring. And TJ says, I'm not saying Twins win, but he says the Dodgers are extremely overpriced. Just take it for what you want. All right. Well, lots to think about here. Let's do a review, Peter. We have WNBA up next. Let's do a review of action in Major League Baseball. Stacks play today, number 1, Guardians team total over 4.5. Play today, number 2, Yankees over 4.5. Kristen Hess is on the Guardians team total over 4.5, and the Astros first 5 team total over 2.5. Chad Pickard on the Guardians team total over 3.5. Picked it up minus 150 last night. WIs play today's Mets -1. Bonus play Yankees plus 106. Spooner is on the Reds money line, Yankees money line, and Cubs Royals under 9. We need the birthday pick for Jermaine. We don't need that yet. You may want to go into WNBA. We'll hear Brizzy's breakdowns. Chang Kim also looking for best bets, which we will get there. So, Peter, for me, I'm interested in the first 3 under in Baltimore, Cleveland. I know it's an ugly spot, but I am interested in it. We'll go over some more action here. Wine Time Sports and Mr. Belvedere. Wine Time, Pirates, Tigers under 8, Marlins money line, Blue Jays money line, Diamondbacks money line, Brewers money line. Mr. Belvedere on the Pirates money line, Angels money line, Diamondbacks money line, and Mariners money line. Pittsburgh first 5 for me. That gets my was the first bet I made. So that is actually in. And then the first 3 under 2.5 minus 120 in San Diego, Miami, and Miami money line at minus 120. Those bets are in. Talked about having interest in that first 3 under in the Orioles game. Let's go over the Red Sox first 5 plus a half is appealing to me, and will stay that way. Now, I guess sitting with it for longer, and I will be sitting it for longer. I guess if I feel that way, and Christopher Sanchez has had that one terrible start at home, which kind of skewed his stats because he's been very good in the other spots, but I think Dickie Fitz can pitch okay here. Reds, Nats, I stayed off. The over 9 in Yankees, Blue Jays. The Angels first 5 plus a half, and possibly Angels team total over. Will that be a full game or first 5? Kind of lean towards the full game. The Braves first 5 is become appealing. Then we have, of course, Taint on the Dodgers minus 1.5. Spreadsheet on the Dodgers minus 1.5. I know Troy is hammering the Cubbies. Double result, first 5 under, and I know we've got great cappers on the under in that game, AM included. I need more time with Rich Hill in that one. Then Athletics Rangers, I'm off here. I actually have some interest in that first 3 under 4 in St. Louis, Colorado. I really do, and it makes me sick to say it, but I do. We talked about Justin AM on the over 8.5 in Houston, Arizona. We have Irish King and Justin on the Astros money line, TJ on the Astros money line, wine time on the other side with Arizona, and I find Arizona appealing. I don't know if I'd end up going up against everybody. Cuban Connect, Marlins team total over 3.5, Nats team total over 3.5, Astros team total over 4.5, Rangers team total over 4.5. He's also on the Chicago Sky first half. We got Brizzy about to join us for WNBA, and we're right on time, which is great. I have interest in the Brewers. I don't know if I get there. And then the Twins first 3 plus a half, I have interest in as well. Peter Loshak, my friend, please review your action in Major League Baseball.
All right, well, we'll see. This Baltimore game is crazy. I'm taking Young over 3.5 strikeouts -140 and over 4.5 hits -125. So we'll see what happens. I guess the market's saying he's going to be okay. They need him to go a little bit deep, but if he comes in and goes 2 innings, gives up 8 runs, 12 hits, and 1 strikeout, I'll be screwed. Detroit Pitt game's interesting. I'm going to hold off. Cabrera, I'm taking shots with him over 15.5 outs +106 and over 4.5 strikeouts +100. I know San Diego's tough to strike out, but we'll see. Fitz over 3.5 strikeouts -105. Then in the Atlanta game, I'm taking a bunch of offensive props. Hopefully, overall, I'll come out up on it. Matt Olson over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs -120, and just the RBI +185. 2 different bets. Acuna over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs -155. Drake Baldwin 1.5 at -127, and Devers over 1.5 -140. And then St. Louis, Colorado, run the first yes -160. And while we're looking at WNBA, I might look and try to add on a Cubs batter prop against Rich Hill. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to business. Slow Jam says no Caitlin Clark for Fever and the center back for the Liberty smash and grab. It is time to bring on and Peter. You know, it's a 5-game WNBA card.
Yeah.
I have had a terrible first half of the season in my first full year capping WNBA. And Brizzy, right before he is recording our huge locker room talk UFC podcast, he's making time for us. He goes right to that, right after this. So big shout out to our friend Brizzy. Please welcome South Jersey in the house, our friend, Mr. Billy Brisbane. Brizzy, what's good, man? How are you?
We are having some technical difficulties. We are trying to get StreamYard up on this desktop. So we're rolling, though. The picture, everything's written up. We're good. I got some good information. All-Star Weekend. Just watched the TikToks of it. Pretty fucking wild. We'll definitely get into it because every team that was really involved about All-Star Weekend is on this slate today.
Well, I'm looking forward to break it down. We'll take turns setting you up because this is to hear Brizzy's thought. Now, after each of us will take a turn setting up, we can add something. So, Pete, you can add something if you'd like or not. We'll just run through. We are here to hear Brizzy. I'll set up Sparks, Mystics, Care First Arena, Washington, D.C. Peter, you set up Fever, Liberty, and we'll just go back and forth. So you'll be next for the setup. Brizzy, we are back from the All-Star game, and we have the Sparks and Mystics here. We saw Plum lead the way to an improved. When we've lost Brizzy, he should be back. We're expecting him to be back. But we watched Kelsey Plum step up down the stretch. We watched the Sparks win 3 of 4 and play much better basketball. That last team they just beat was the Washington Mystics, and they beat them badly in the last game before the break. Beat them 99-80. That snapped the Mystics 3-game winning streak. And the 2 of those wins were at home and were impressive. And do the Mystics have Rebenga here? Let's take a look at the line history and the cash flow and then hand it over to Brizzy. Let me just pull up WNBA and let's roll.
Can you give it to me for like 5 seconds and I'll kick it to him?
Yeah, sounds great. Let's do that. My man. Let's do that. And you've had some nice bangers here in WNBA of late. You know,
the scale of expertise. Is how you
but that's great. We'll absolutely do that. The Mystics open up -3, -110. They got up to 3.5 for a while. They've got up to 3.5 multiple times, and every time they've come back. So overall, there's really been no movement. The Sparks are very slightly juiced very, very slightly juiced. From a total perspective, we have the 167.5. It's minus 111 to the under. This opened up 168, so we've had a half-point move towards the under. And when we're looking at cash flow for this one, we have 64% of the tickets, 77% of the cash on the Sparks. That's a bit of a surprise to me. 58% of tickets on the over, 73% cash on the under. I know, Brizzy, it's very uncomfortable betting unders in Sparks games. Let's hear from Peter Loshak and then send it off to Brizzy, my man.
That's what I was thinking. Washington got beat, gave up a lot of points. They're going to come in here and try to be physical and defensive. Whole game, I don't know, but first half and first quarter, probably be able to do it. I'm leaning first quarter, first half under.
I like that. And you've had great success with those bets so far with us. Take it away, Brizzy.
Yeah, when these two teams played right before the break, the Mystics were kind of just like totally checked out last game of a road trip, and they definitely paid for it. Versus the Sparks, they were just completely locked in. It felt like I had the over in that game. It felt like they couldn't miss a fucking shot at home. De'Erica Hamby had 26 points. I believe that was her season high. I mean, I feel like they start the break on the road here, and I feel like there could just be slow legs getting back out there versus the Mystics, probably one of the youngest teams in the WNBA, and they're definitely going to remember that last meeting. Their offensive numbers have been impressive, meaning the Sparks, they've averaged 88.2 points per game. Despite the last result, I mean, I feel like if the bookies were really scared about the Sparks scoring points, this total would be in the 170s. It's in the 160s. I expect Washington's defense to show up at home, holding opponents to 80.4 points per game. Kind of right on the number. I like the under, but I kind of feel like if I'm going to play an under, I kind of like just the LA Sparks team total under 82.5 minus 115. Like, I feel like if the Sparks if this game goes under, it's probably from the Sparks, but no crazy lean for me in this one. Azora Stevens would probably be the best player prop in this one. Her point prop tonight's at 12.5 points, minus 114. I expect some defensive adjustments this go around. I don't think De'Erica Hamby's going to score another 26 points again against the Mystics. Azora Stevens has gone over 6 out of her 11 road games this season, averaging 16 points per game versus averaging 13.4 points per game at home. So one of those rare players that play better on the road than they do at home. And it kind of seems like a De'Erica Hamby kind of gets shut down, double team, kind of like Azora Stevens. And I kind of like the LA Sparks team total under.
Anything we want to make official for our record-keeping purposes, my friend?
Nah, we beat the brakes off of this game, the game right before the All-Star break. Usually LA Sparks games, I like betting the overs. I believe I was saying this to Mills, 10 out of the last 13 games for the LA Sparks have gone over the total. So you could just blindly bet their overs until Cameron Brake comes back, but not going to do it tonight.
Huh. I like where we're at. I like Sparks team total under. If you had a free bet on the side, Brizzy, do you move on the Mystics?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. But I think the best bet's the team total under though. Of like, if you like the under, you might want to go Sparks team total under. Of like, in theory, it feels like the numbers kind of match up where our psychology is. The psychology is Washington didn't give a fuck about their last game before the break. They got blown out. Now they're back at home. LA Sparks just got done their little Indiana partying thing over the All-Star break, and now they're going on an East Coast road trip. This seems like a spot in the NBA that we attacked before. I believe it. We'll talk about another spot that kind of reminds me of an NBA spot, but I feel like this is a Mystic spot. But it's just like It's just like, how convicted am I really to bet minus 150 on the fucking Washington Mystics? It's not like you're getting no plus money. Like, the Mystics are like usually like a plus money type of team. These are two plus money teams playing against each other, but the Mystics are kind of the better team. The Sparks got their number, the one right before it, but I think the Mystics bounced back. It's just like, how much value is it in a minus 150 here? I mean, you would have to lay like $120 to even make 100 here.
Well,
or 160 to make 100, and I don't think I want to pay the juice.
Yeah, on the money line, I get it. I'd like to get involved. Interesting game saying that 2.5s are popping up now. I'll definitely hit that wager detective, my man. Definitely hit that when we close up here. Peter Loshak, anything you're making official here? Because
I'll
of
make
that.
the first half under official, and I'll search around for the best line. I'll make that official. I'm also going to add in the Cubs game Carson Kelly over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, minus 145. But yeah, I'll make the first half under official.
I do have a parlay with that Cubs game. Virgil, I guess he's back. Fading him. I parlayed Benny Shelton with the Chicago Cubs. Got a 2-leg parlay. Benny Shelton. Maybe if you lost money on him in Wimbledon, spin the block. Second round tournament, ADP Washington firing off right now. But Benny Shelton doesn't play till 6 o'clock tonight. He's the last game of the slate. I think it's a really good spot for him.
I like it. Pete, do you have a number for the first half under?
No, I'll search around.
Okay. All right. Pete, set us up with Indiana Fever, New York. Or would you rather do the same situation that we just had where I set it up?
I mean, we can do it. I mean, this is just like, this is no setup. No Caitlin Clark. Jonquel Jones is back. So obviously you take New York unless you're one of these, contrarian assholes. Then you take Indiana. I don't know.
Yes, that last game at the break, just like the one we talked about, these two teams met up. And it was a very, very easy victory for the Liberty. It was their third straight win. We talked about how long they've been at home for, and this homestand continues. They won 98-77 before the break. It was a very tough spot for the Fever. It was their third game in 4 nights. It was their fourth game in 6 nights. It was the second of a back-to-back. They'd beaten Connecticut the night before. So it's very, very difficult spot. Caitlin nowhere to return. Let's take a look at this line history here. This total, sorry, my fault. Let's get that over there. This total is a 163. It's minus 113 to the over. This opened up at 163.5 and climbed to 165 pretty much immediately. Then it got back to minus 163.5, minus 160, minus. Then it got back to 163.5. Right now it's back at 163. So we've had a half-point move to the under, but it's been a lot of U-shaped movement to get there. We have the Liberty minus 10.5. Opened up minus 10.5, minus 112. Now it's minus 10.5, minus 105. So very, very little movement on the side. And when we get to the cash flow for the spot, we have 57% of tickets, 73% of cash on Liberty. Line not moving towards them. 67% of tickets, and 85% cash on the under. Brizzy, my man, take it away. Fever at Liberty in Brooklyn.
Yeah, in theory, you will want to back the Fever with them getting blown out in their final game before the All-Star break versus the Liberty and them going back into New York. It's just that they just had All-Star weekend at home in Indy this past weekend, and I felt like, just as a third-person perspective, everyone being involved, helping to entertain the rest of the league and the rest of the world while Caitlin Clark was getting healthy. I felt like everybody had to do a little bit extra more. Like, even fucking Sydney Colson had a comedy show on the conclusion of the All-Star break. Like, Sydney Colson doing a comedy show, come on. While everyone was like partying and tuning in to the stud buds, the Liberty were working over their All-Star break. They got Jonquel Jones back. They added Emma Messelman, the 2019 Finals MVP. I mean, she looked fucking great in the Olympics last year. It felt like Belgium was like a cash cow for us up until they ran into Team USA. Last year they looked really good, and then the Euro Cup team that won it was Belgium. Like, Emma Musselman is really her. Like, the rich keep on getting richer, and the Liberty 10-2 at home, dominant first half team. Indy 4-6 with Caitlin Clark. It's just like, this is a wash basketball game. Like, the best bet in this basketball game is to take the team total under for the Liberty, just off the aspect of they could just blow them out and this game just goes under. I think there's going to be a lot more defense played than what it was that game before the break, where Liberty were able to hang up 98 points on the Fever. The Fever had there are some intriguing stats from that game to like take away. Like, they out rebounded the Liberty by 10, and that was really about it. I mean, their 3-point percentages weren't really that bad. I mean, they hit 8 threes, not what you really want to see. But I don't know. This is just a wash basketball game. Like, they're putting it at 10.5. Do I really want to lay 10.5 in New York Liberty? Probably not. But I think that they do win and blow them out, and it probably goes team total under 87.5 redundantly. I feel like both of these big favorites that we're seeing today, too high of totals in their games. Of like, I like the Minnesota Lynx one a little bit more, as we'll talk about, than the Liberty, but lean would be Liberty team total under 87.5. But I actually think that they win this game. I just think this game goes super under, though.
Our guy Spooner talking about the Brittany Hicks joke at the ESPYs. It was very funny. It was Perfectly done. The under, Justin McKelvey is on. AM says that contrarian angle here, Pete, is definitely in play. Says Fever have now had a handful of games of practice without CC and first game back for John Guel Jones. I think it's a very interesting angle that Brizzy brings up with, them being exhausted because they hosted the All-Star game. It's very, very interesting. Peter, anything you want to make official here? Do we move on to Sky and Cuban Links?
No, I will pass. Although on this game, what I've been doing, I'll probably have a bunch of player prop bets on this game, but I just have no idea what they'll be until half an hour before tip.
All right, well, let's roll on. By the way, DC Capper is a little trifecta here with Seattle under, Indiana plus 11, and Atlanta game under 163 for DC. Let's roll on. Next up for us, game 3 of this 5-game slate. We have Billy Brisbane joining us just before he goes to shoot the Locker Room Talk, a podcast, our most popular show on the channel. Chicago Sky, Minnesota Lynx 12-0 at home in the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. These teams played each other twice in Chicago, and the Sky won the first one, 87-81. That was 10 days ago. They played again 2 days later in Chicago again, and the Lynx bounced back, 191-78. And then the Sky just completely laid an egg, lost 86-49, put up 49 points in their last game before the All-Star break. Just an abomination. Now the Lynx have won 2 straight since that loss to Chicago. They beat Chicago, and then they came home and beat the Mercury by 13. Let's get into the line history and the cash flow for this one. Sidewise, Minnesota is minus 15, minus 117. They opened up at minus 13, and this got up to minus 16. Wasn't there for long. It moved to minus 16 at 9:47 a.m. No, it was there actually for an hour and 40 minutes, more longer than I thought. So we have a big move towards the Lynx. 158.5 minus 111 to the under. This opened up at 162. So we've had a big move towards the under in this one. Taking a look at the cash flow, we have 69% of the tickets, 83% of cash on the under, and a big move towards it. 57% of tickets and 73% cash on Minnesota. Peter, anything you want to touch on before we hand it off to Brizzy?
No, I mean, this one, obviously, Minnesota has just been awesome ATS, but terrible against Chicago. And Chicago has hung with them in the first half every friggin' time out. So why not? Chicago first half, once again, getting all those points. Why not?
What do you think, Brizzy?
Don't let the spread fool you in this game. The Stub Buds are kind of like the talk of the town right now. Courtney Williams and her backup point guard, Natisha Heiderman, went on a 72-hour stream of All-Star Weekend. Some of the wildest clips you'll ever see, like Kelsey Plum drinking apple E&J out of a bottle. Natisha Heiderman grinding on Angel Reese as they were about to play 2 days later. The WNBA commissioner coming in on stream. I mean, the list goes on. Courtney Williams not being allowed into the club and her having to call her manager and say, "Y'all don't know who the fuck I am. I'm Courtney Williams. Let me get my manager." One of the wildest.
Like, no, they really don't. They have no idea.
It was one of the wildest streams that you'll ever see. 72 hours is just straight bonanza. And one of the things I took away from the stream was at the end when they're all on the plane, her, Collier, Kayla McBride, she goes, "You better be locked in on Tuesday because our coach isn't going to ever let us do this shit again if we don't come through on Tuesday." And it kind of made me a little bit scared because on the surface, just looking at the Lynx, undefeated at home, 12-0 this season. Their only loss is the Commissioner Cup game, which doesn't count for their season record. So they're undefeated at home. They've been rolling on and off the court. Stubbud's probably top 5, top 10 most popular Twitch streams right now. And Kathy isn't the biggest social fan at all. I mean, like, she's like an old school type of coach. She's probably one of the longest tenure coaches in the WNBA. And kind of looking at the Chicago here, there are inconsistencies, but this line is too wide. Like, they're hovering around this number when we're watching this game on the Monday night home run derby stream. It was like literally like a bench point at the end of the game that gave the Lynx the cover for that game. And then the other game, Chicago covered right before that. while they might not win this game outright, while they probably won't win this game outright, 15 plus points in the WNBA, first game back. I don't care who you are. That's just a hard gesture to lay. I'm a little bit stuck between first half full game or just slamming the Minnesota team total under 87.5. Like, even if Minnesota in a good game, they blow them out, I don't think they reach 90. In a bad game, if they're going neck to neck, they're definitely not reaching 90. I feel like the 87.5 is really asking you, do you think Minnesota scores 90 plus points again? And I don't think that they will. I mean, we kind of saw them play the Phoenix Mercury the game right before the break. They won that game 79-66. That game went way under 159.5, kind of where this total is right now. Some of their other games, I mean, they played Chicago 91-78. That was the blowout game. The game before that was 81-87 against Chicago. They just have the LA Sparks number. I've seen the Minnesota Lynx be a really good basketball team, but offensively, I definitely have question marks about them. And I like their team total under 87.5. And I definitely think you just back this guy here. Shouts to LJ, 12-2, last 14 games for the Lynx third quarter ATS spread. So this is like live bet central. Like, you take I think you go above the notch and you take the full game with the points, because at halftime you can either get onto the Lynx or get out of your bet. I feel like a lot of people are going to be on the Chicago first half, but like, you never know how those first half goes in the WNBA. Like, shit looks cool on paper. Everybody backs the Valkyries first half, the best first half team in the WNBA, and then they end up losing it to the Mercury the time that everybody backs them. It kind of feels like the same exact spot here with the Sky. Like, everybody wants to back the big dog in the first half because you're getting a lot of points, but I think it's full game for them.
Ronnie Crawford on Sky first half plus 8.5 says Minnesota 7-8-18 against the spread first half as a home favorite. Rod Zawacki and our guy Ronnie Crawford saying rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, what is going on, man? Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy, world is fucking ended, man. It is ending.
I think the deaths are a little different.
Oh,
well, you know,
a third one.
Jim, if you don't contribute towards society, they will off you. So we're contributing towards society with good sports betting information.
Brizzy, is the Lynx team total under 87.5 official?
I just got to shop around, make sure I find the right number. There's only one bet that I got in my pocket. Instead of going off at 3 bets, if I was going to put on 3 bets, put on 1 bet. But that would be, I think that's the best team total under today is the Minnesota.
AM on the under 159.5. Still, yeah, CLV still, despite getting late. So you're in business there, AM. I'm interested in your Lynx team total under, so we'll revisit it here. 2 games left on the board here for us. Let's roll into this dream Las Vegas Aces spot here. Late night, 10 p.m. action. The first 3 games were at 8 p.m. Shout out to Joey DFS in the house. What up, Joey, my man? Big Locker Room Talk podcast being recorded right after this. Brizzy making time for us. Let's roll here, Brizzy. We'll go to Peter first, but we have Atlanta Dream 13-9, 5-6 on the road at the Aces, 11-11, 6-4 at home. Michelob Ultra Arena here. The Aces, couple wins to close out the year, beat the Valkyries at home barely. That snapped a 2-game losing streak, and then right before the break, they went into Dallas and won 90-86, just squeaked by. The Dream had a 2-game losing streak, and of course, we talked about them going into Chicago and annihilating the Chicago Sky, 86-49, an absolute annihilation. AM is on the over 160 here in this one. Let's take a look at the line history and the cash flow, and then hand it over to Peter, who will then hand it over to Brizzy. This total is a 161. This opened up at 163, dropped to 162. Now it's at 161. Now this 161 was minus 112 to the under. Now just minus 103 to the under. So there's been a move to the over since it got down to this number, and it was a nice job by AM getting that 160, timing it right. From a spread perspective here, Las Vegas is just minus 1.5, which is where they opened, minus 1.5. That was at 8:09 p.m. last night. 9:42, it moved to 2.5. But now we are back from whence. So overall, there's been 6 cents of movement towards Atlanta at this price. Cash flow wise, we have 53% of tickets and 59% of cash on Atlanta, 57% of tickets and 76% of cash on the under. And we've seen it move towards the under, even though it's moving back up towards the over. Interesting spot here, Peter. Anything you're looking at?
Nothing I really thought. Just first glance, the line seemed a little low. Maybe Vegas minus the points. I don't know. But other than that, nothing.
Brizzy, take it away. Dream Aces in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, this is going to be a marquee matchup. Second half of the ESPN doubleheader tonight for the WNBA. Asia Wilson's been dominant this season, but the counterparts of the Aces, not so much. Historically, they've been one of the best home court advantages or one of the best home court teams, but not holding the same value with this team this year. 6-4 at home. Atlanta's been hit or miss after starting off the year hot. They kind of had some injury problems heading into the All-Star break. They went 3-7 in their last 10 games heading into the All-Star break. And with some shuffling around in the lineup, no Ryan Howard in this one tonight. They've gone 5-6 on the road. But I feel like that isn't really reflective in the number here. You would think the Aces would be laying more points in this spot, especially on the first half of a back-to-back or the Atlanta Dream. They played the Mercury tomorrow. I think Atlanta matches up very well inside versus Asia. With the Dream leading the league in defensive rebounding percentage. I took Atlanta plus 105 here at Caesar Sportsbook. I think Atlanta wins this game outright.
Yeah, there you go. I thought 2.5 made a little bit. It seemed a little low. Now it's 1.5. It's probably the side.
Yeah, it seems to make sense here. Justin got that plus 2.5. Wager Detective on the other side with the Aces. Brizzy, Atlanta plus 105, making that official. And AM says, I have this modeled low end 162, high end 165. So weird to me. It was at 160 for the total. I get that. Probably the first half of the back-to-back played a role in it. Justin also on Asia over 22.5 points. Peter, we have Brizzy making the Dream official on the money line. Anything you want to make official here?
No, I mean, I might tail that, but I'm not going to add it. Slate.
This is like a 2-for-1 spot where if we can get the Dream to cash tonight, there doesn't need to be a message sent out. We're on the Mercury tomorrow. This is like we do this in the NBA a lot. Try to catch that team in the first half of a back-to-back, back them the first night, then get ahead of the injury news report the next night. This is an ESPN game. The WNBA doesn't have a lot of ESPN games. I think Atlanta goes all out in this one tonight.
You don't think because it's an ESPN game that the refs will be a little bit get a call or two to help Vegas out with Wilson? No?
I have no idea with, because it's not like the NBA where we have like the same pool of referees like hovering around.
Right.
Some of these referees are from the NBA Summer League, and if you watch the NBA Summer League games, you're like, what the fuck is going on in the Thomas and Mack and Jim?
Yeah, I'm just saying with them trying to promote visibility and ratings and all that stuff, you never know what shenanigans might be going on. But yeah, I feel.
I mean, just looking at the schedule, the New York Liberty Indiana game is the first half of the ESPN games, and then the Atlanta Las Vegas one is the second one. I think this is going to be a nail biter. Like, this is not a cigar game. This isn't you bet the team on the money line, you're sitting up, chilling, up 8 points the whole entire game, and then they go neck and neck. Like, this is just going to be a back and forth type of game, and I think Atlanta has a little bit more in the gas tank than the Aces right now. You got Brianna Jones, Brittany Griner down there. I mean, if there was two girls to be complement to stop Asia Wilson or contain her for a little bit, it would probably be those two Twin Towers. And they got Naz Hillman off the bench. Granted, they have no Ryan Howard, but Jordan Canada was red hot right before the break. I think Alicia Gray's been playing really well as well. I mean, the Aces are like Asia Wilson and company. Who's going to step up, Jackie Young or Jewel Lloyd? I don't want to find out.
That'd be great if Atlanta goes down by like 6 or 8 or 10 early. Live bet them.
Yeah, that as well. That as well. The live bet game though is going to be Dallas Seattle.
Well, let's break it down here, fellas. Our final game on the board, 10 p.m. Eastern. The Dallas Wings 6-17, 2-10 on the road. Seattle Storm 14-9, 8-4 at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington. They had a 3-game homestand before the break. They beat Connecticut by 14, lost to Washington by 5, and then took out the Valkyries 67-58 in a low-scoring affair. They've had a lot of low-scoring affairs. The Wings have not very high-scoring team and very weak defense, losers of 4 straight basketball games. Let's set up the line history. They just lost to the Aces at home 90-86 before the break. Line history wise, we'll start with the side. We have Seattle -9 at -108. They opened up -9.5. This got down to a 7.5. It was 7.5 at 7 in the morning, but we're back at 9. Not only did it get back down to 7.5, but then it went right back to 9.5. So we've come back down to 9. So a lot of movement here in this one. From a total standpoint, we are dealing with a 164.5. This opened up at 165.5. We had a 1-point drop down to 164.5. Let's get to the cash flow for our final spot on the board. We have 50% of the tickets, 50-50 on the total, but 71% of the cash is on the under. Has it moved enough? 69% of the tickets and 83% of cash on Seattle. We've seen it bounce all over the place. Peter Loshak, Wings, Storm, plan of attack.
I mean, obviously, Seattle been playing great D, low scoring games. Does that continue? I'm not sure.
Because the Wings struggle defensively.
Brizzy. Right.
Yeah. Brizzy, take it away, my man.
Yeah, a lot of the sharps are on the under for this game. And I think they're just box score watching too much. Their first two meetings went under the total. But, how can you watch the Dallas Wings play basketball and one event under in one of their basketball games? I don't know who they're playing. Them and the Sparks are two teams that just go over. I don't think anybody's tuned in for the Dallas Wings and Seattle Storm to watch Paige Beckers and Skylar Diggins-Smith walk the ball up the court. They're watching them to play in the fast break up and down the court. Lee Ruru kind of got just cut from the Seattle Storm roster and just kind of left at the wayside. And now she's the starting center for the Dallas Wings, and they kind of found a nice little spot for her. Where I'm getting at is this line opened up 10.5. It's gone down to 8.5. If you look at Seattle's numbers, I think they've yet to cover a line that they've been 8-point favorites or more. So I just can't lay points at Seattle. I think it's Dallas or nothing here. Dallas in the over. The last time that these two teams played, I took a Seattle team total over 88.5, and I took Gabby Williams over 21.5 PRA. Ended up splitting the bets. The final score of that game was 83-77. And I can kind of see the same exact thing happening again. A little backdoor cover here for the Dallas Wings, but it'd be 88 to about 85 or something like that. And Dallas ends up backdoor covering this line. I hate to say it, but eventually one of these weeks, Dallas is going to start get going. Enrique Ngumbawale is going to start hitting some buckets. Paige Beckers has looked great. I feel like everyone else is going to step up in line. Dallas Wings aren't going to be bad forever. And I think eventually we're going to have to start looking at the mirror and betting on a 6-17 WNBA basketball team. But they got Paige Beckers, so fuck it.
Very strange movement with this side, but the Storm have not treated me well as favorites. As dogs, they've been great, but nothing official there for you, Brizzy. So we have the Atlanta Dream official. Are we making the Lynx team total under official as well, Brizzy?
No, but if there was a second thing that I might move on, I just got to look into that a little bit more about the Sky's defensive numbers of how bad are the Sky really defensively? Because can they just be bad enough to sneak a little 85 pup in there? We just get our money and run. I feel like it's one of those type of spots. Hopefully we see some more public money coming in on maybe in the over. People start betting some overs on some Angel Reese props or some shit like that. It just seems like one of those spots where there's multiple ways that goes under the team total. But I like Atlanta. Took Atlanta plus 105. Think Atlanta beats the Las Vegas Aces outright here. I just think the Aces are overvalued. If the bookies were really scared about the Aces in this spot, they'd be like a -4.5, -5 or something like that. Seeing the Aces at a pick'em at home tells you everything you need to know. When the Aces lay pick'ems at home with Asia Wilson in the lineup.
A lot to think about here. We've also got Higgsy in the house.
Shit.
Great to see Mr. Sean Higgs. Call your points over 21.5 for Higgsy. Pete, are you going to make that first half under in Sparks Mystics official?
Oh yeah, that's official. Higgsy, you going to Bet Bash this year? Let me know. Put in the comments section. Yeah, 82.5 -110 under first half under.
80 first half under 82 2.5 minus 110. I honestly thought first game back of taking all the first half unders in 5 games. And I was like, okay, let's take a step back. And yes, Higgsy will be there all week.
All right. Wear your all white outfit again, if you don't mind. I loved it.
There it is. Brizzy, thank you so much for your time. Again, the official action for Brizzy is Atlanta plus 105. Peter on the first half under 82.5 in Sparks, Washington. Both that and the Sparks team total under 82.5 are appealing to me. I kind of like Brizzy's angle with the Lynx team total under. I wonder if you should just take. I mean, the Sky got to be better and more defensively accountable after scoring just 49 points in their last one. And I'm going to spend more time with the WNBA. Brizzy, thank you so much for making time for us. Brizzy, heading right over right now to the Locker Room Talk podcast, shooting that right now. That great show that we have, our most popular show on the channel. Brizzy,
Yeah, I watched it last week.
Yeah, man.
It was a great show.
It is, yeah.
What happened with Zell Huber against Michael Johnson, Brizzy?
Oh man,
What happened there?
I got bad vibes from it when he called him an old fuck at the press conference. Oh man, if fights are scripted and you're assigning something to lose to somebody, you wouldn't want to lose to somebody that was being a dickhead to you. I would imagine, like, you know, like there's got to be like a level of respect. Like Taporia Oliveira, you saw how he was like praising him the whole entire week, and he knocks him out in like 5 seconds. It's like usually the reverse in UFC. When somebody's an asshole to somebody, they're probably going to end up losing. But if you're very respectful, you're probably going to end up winning. That's how the mixed martial arts game goes. We got UFC Abu Dhabi this week. It's an early card, 12 o'clock noon this week on the East Coast. So make sure you guys tune in. Locker Room Talk podcast tonight, 8 p.m. Robert Whitaker taking on RDR. Who's spinning the block and who's winning this one? We got Shar Bullet as well. If you ever want to watch a fight, I would say watch a Shar Bullet fight. It makes no sense how somebody with one eye and only leg kicks is a minus 700 favorite, but he's going to knock out MAB. Sorry, Canada.
I'm just saying, I had a UFC parlay boost for that one, and I used Dulatov by knockout, cashed, right? Then I used the Pitbull fight to go the distance, cashed, and then I fucking added on Zellhuber.
Oh, dude, I thought I haven't seen a bookie scoop up like that in a while from a sports league, just in general. 6 out of the last 7 fights of the night were underdogs outright. 7 out of the 7 fights the sports books made money on to end out the night. It was one of the biggest scoops you'll ever see outside of Noche last year.
Unreal.
Don't like it. Brizzy, thank you so much for making time for us. Go get that cash. Locker Room Talk podcast being filmed right now. And there is our guy, the great Billy Brisbane. So, Peter, first off, we have our friend Jermaine. It was his birthday last week. We went around to celebrate with him, and we love him. And he puts a lot into our show. So you know what that means, Mr. Loshak. Is your birthday pick for our guy Jermaine?
That's the worst graphic of all the spots you guys have. Worst picture, worst music. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna get a screenshot of me going like this.
Oh yeah,
and then we're gonna get some nice, cool music one way or another.
I like that.
Either some fucking kick-ass rock and roll or some dope old school 90s, 80s hip hop or something, or at least some jazz that doesn't suck. All right, we'll get something. All right, so. Got to give a birthday pick, huh?
You do.
Okay. Happy birthday, my guy. Oh, boy. There's so many that in retrospect might be just so obvious. Fading Hill, the over in these games with the big pitchers going. Oh, man. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I think Olsen's going to do all right. Can I give a hits, runs, RBI prop?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, sure. No, it's probably better to just give. Oh gosh, I don't know what to do here. All right, how about? I guess I could give a birthday pick that's bigger market game than the ones that I made official here. Let me see. Sorry, I know we're losing viewers as we speak here.
No, no worries, man. We're
Well,
Jermaine deserves it. Number 34, like Bo,
certainly does.
like Franco,
Does.
like Herschel.
You know what? I think Fitz is
Walter.
all right. He might get hit. He might have a good start. One way or another, I think he gets his strikeouts. I'll give Fitz over 3.5 strikeouts as the official birthday pick, Jermaine. My official play was minus 105. That was the best line, though. You can find 120 or something like that. There you go. Happy birthday, Jermaine. Fitz over 3.5 strikeouts, minus 120. Hopefully
And Chang, that will be the best bet here from Peter. I like that bet a lot. I'd like to get involved in it as well, and I don't bet many of those props. I like that bet a lot. For me, the best bet on the board, because that will correlate perfectly with my first 5 plus a half with the whole Dicky Fitz. My best bet here is between the Angels' first 5 plus a half. I think that's it. Angels first 5 plus a half. The only thing that I would be competing with that is with the Pirates first 5. I would need to study that a little more. So for me, for Chang, I know it's uncomfortable, but it would be Angels first 5 plus a half, which I would say is slightly. I would like that slightly better than the Pirates. That is the plan here. Pirates almost got there. I do like the Pirates first 5. God, if I'm going to pick between those two, I guess, Angels first 5 plus a half. Angels first 5 plus a half. But just ahead of the Pirates first 5 for our guy Chang Kim. That is our show for today. We did our whole MLB review. So if you're jumping on, just take a look. It was right at the end of, right before WNBA, at the end of our baseball programming. Shout out to all you guys. We do. Last one left. Irish King 97. Kong's Clips, Fernando Mendoza, Slow Jams Arsenal. The Wager Detective asked about Vancouver. I always held animosity towards Vancouver because it was so expensive to live there. I felt like I had the chance to be raised in the most beautiful place in the world, but I was never going to be able to live there. When people would ask me about Vancouver, I would say, well, I miss the people, but fuck the city. It's been a long time since I've been there, and being around the ocean so much, being around the mountains I miss it very, very much. And I, there's some thoughts of maybe getting the family back there at some point. Not an easy market to get involved in, just like Toronto is, but it was wonderful to be there. I miss it very much. Wonderful to be back at Hastings Racetrack and be back in my favorite spots. And I miss it very much. It was a great, great trip. I feel re-energized, man. I'll be here, at least 4 days a week, lots of 5 days a week and 6 days a week for the next, till 2026. So you're going to be seeing a lot of me, man. I'll be right here. We got horse racing shows coming up. We got poker shows on our other channel. And, of course, college football and NFL right around the corner. Going to be a lot of action here. Thank you, AAM. I love it. Getting numbers in order for NCAA and NFL. Thank you for asking, Wager Detective. Fernando Mendoza, Mr. Sean Higgs. Ayo. Happy birthday, Jermaine. Make it have a great, great day. And sorry that we missed the actual day, but do it up again today for us. One and Done Sports. Thank you. Swiggy. Thank you. Lex Steele. Markel. Thank you guys so much, man. And also Troy Torrance. Wine Time Sports, Spooner, you guys rocking with us. AM, thank you for all the energy you put in. Justin McKelvey, Ron Crawford. So many of you guys put so much into us. Leo Leon, thank you. My friend DC Capper, Slow Jams Arsenal, all you guys. Joseph Gomez, Jake Burns, thank you guys so much. Jerry Davis. We had Matty Ice. We had the spreadsheet play today. We had paint play today. We had a lot of action here. We had stacks 1 and 2. Timmy Two Shoes, thank you. All of you guys. BJ, thank you guys all so much for all that you do for us. It's an enormous amount. Peter Loshak, my friend, I got my fingers on the 1s and 2s to close this one out here, but we do need some words of wisdom to take us into the future.
Oh, words of wisdom, the most important words that can possibly be spoken, courtesy of Ozzy Osbourne. He said it best, right? Learn how to love and forget how to hate, assholes, all right? Learn how to love and forget how to hate, you fucks.
From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair.
Sports radio's the crew, that's a fact. We all about bread, making bank accounts fat. Who the hell is that? LJ from the H. I stack green like Boston, shout out to Nasty Nate. From down south, where we ride on slab. 420 highway smoking with that boy Gabby Cat. Fly out to Denver for the Nugget fans so we can smoke out J Money, cause you know that's our mans. Us against the bookies, put money in our pockets. Fly out to Vegas, meet up with Ski Crockett. Hit the sports books, we got money to stack. Can't forget them college picks with that boy Connor Mack. Call up Dutch boy, cause you know we stay fresh. What's the strain of the day, homie? Watch the daily sesh. Roll up a paper plane, light up a sparky. If I need a strikeout prop, we gon' holler at Sharpie. Cross over to the West Coast and holler at fam. If we talking NBA, I got to hit, try, wham. Always tapping in, money's what we trust. If I need a team total, gotta hit nut flush, cause I'm fishing for bait. Smoking straight to the chest. Gotta fly out to the beta, homie, moose money bets. From bookies to west, cash checks what we do. Cause I'm hoop banging with Bogs and the OG Ragoo. If we need it under, I gotta hit nose. If I ladder my prop, I gotta holler Big Show. Now we back to the East Coast for Nicky Fish tanks. We watching UFC, keeping money in the bank. Die Hard and Danny Betts and the whole damn crew. Nick's the only guy I know can drink a brew or buy his shoe, but hey, that's what he do. It is what it is. I can't forget that Jersey boy, that homie Billy Brisbane. If I need an ice pick, I go to Ontario, holler my ice guy, Ian Bobino. And if I need some advice in trying to cash, tune into Tuesday Loshak and Jimmy the Bag. And hit that like button, make sure that you smash it. The famous words of razor, sharp picks, cash it. I'm on my poker shit, stacking my chips. If we ever lose a bet, man, we never gon' trip. Cause I'm like Night M, pimp slap player of the day. Ron Crawford spreadsheet, what more can you say? It's how we stay paid each and every day. Can't forget about the producer, say hey Jose. Tell your mother, your father, your son and your daughter, cause nothing's going down without the Dawn Jeff Slaughter. All you LoBaggers, hold it down in the chat. If you missed all that, the remix will be back. Yeah.